Thank tell me if you can hear me. Press 1 if you can. Press 2 if you can't. And let's drag. Welcome, y'all. Glad to see you. I've been spending a lot more time over here with y'all. First off, to my patrons, make sure y'all comment so that I can put your wrench in. You can comment after it's over or whatever, but I owe y'all a wrench and I want to give it to you. Let's see who's in the building. Authenticity is key. Shaman of truth, walk by faith. Lady Armand, as always, a road dog, Sapphire Majesty. What else we got? We got K Sloan. I dogged you out, K Sloan, but now you that was my bad. I didn't mean to delete your comment. Miss Me With That is in the building. Mother Speaks in the building. Mother Chrome is in the building. We got a lot of mothers around this piece. Yoke Forcos. We got Kiki Dawn, Kitty Candy, Nubia Blake Williams, another road dog. S Melanie 54, love you to death. Tammy, I love you too. Love you. Regine J, Leah Jones. We got Cosmetic Chick, she's in the building as usual. Love her to fucking death too. So y'all, Baby Queen is up in here as well. Melissa Kano is in here. You know, eventually you're going to see your comment on the screen. If I didn't say your name. Check this out, y'all. You thought that competing with Becky was a problem for the Kings. Or maybe Ming Ming. Ming Ming might have been a problem. Christina Alvarez could have been a problem. You might can live with that, man. You might be able to do that. What you gonna do about this dog? Can y'all hear me now? Let me see. Maybe it's this fan over here. Talk to me now. When I start talking clear, put a 1 in there. Because we got to do this. Okay, good. Now, I want to know what y'all gonna do about the goddamn dog. If you still want a Dusty, you got to compete with the dog. And if I know you mammies like I think I do, next week we're going to see mammies walking around on all fours because the dog trying to take their man. They're going to be walking around here in dog leashes competing with Rover. This was a high value man. This wasn't the man that stands out on the corner trying to sell weed or being a thug or carjacking and none of that. This was an educated veterinarian. What you gonna do with that? I don't know. Maybe it's because dogs walk around and you can see their butt. I don't know. But mammies, you got a lot to take care of. I say all that to say this. There is no such thing, and I mean no such thing, as a high value Dusty. There's not. There's not. You can't leave your purse around a Dusty. You can't leave your children around a Dusty. You can't leave your dog around a Dusty. I'm shocked, but I'm not shocked. Let me share my screen and let's talk about the high value Dusty for a second. goddamn dog. You know what you don't have to compete with for a Dusty? A fucking job. That's what you don't have to compete with. So this dog and this Dusty got me to thinking. A lot of these people that are so-called high value, they not high value, y'all. They're not. I'm loading up a slideshow for you guys. That's why I'm talking so slow. Because I want you to see a couple examples. Do I need to say anything else? So y'all know the tea on this high value Dusty, right? This high value Dusty had a faithful, good wife. And he fucked someone in her bed. Did you hear me? This is the dude that sits on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Snapchat, on whatever the fuck he can get his hands on and tell you how to please him. But the problem is he's not pleased. He's taking women to his wife's bed and dicking them down in their house. Okay? There is literally nothing that you can do to please a Dusty. And if you try to, you're going to end up in a real bad situation. Real bad situation. Coming home finding random pubic hair in your bed that does not belong to you. All right. Let's keep it moving. So we have this stupid ass motherfucker. All right, y'all, I'm back. Press 1 if you can hear me. I know one thing. It was a couple of content creators last night that was having problems with StreamYards. Then with the premieres with YouTube, it's just been off. But y'all know what Derek Jackson looked like. I have a list of high value Dusties that I was going to go over with y'all. So we got Derek Jackson. Mr. Derek Jackson is the relationship guru teaching y'all how to please a Dusty, yet he can't be pleased even though his wife did all of those things. Okay? Andrew Gilliam. This is supposed to be accompanying a slideshow, but since StreamYards don't like when I share pictures of I almost called them that, men, there's a problem. Andrew Gilliam, high value Dusty, mayor of Tallahassee, had a chocolate wife. One day she opens up her newspaper and you know what she finds? High value Andrew Gilliam in a hotel room smoking meth. He was not dicking anyone down, but he was actually getting dicked down. Huh? Excuse me? Pastor John Gray, another high value Dusty. Pastor John Gray is a disgusting tubby body that is slinging dick from one church to the next. One church to the next. Pastor John Gray is getting so much ass that it actually seems like it's making them fat. Yes, I body shame them. Okay. We have another pastor, high value Jamal Bryant. Now I don't know what it is about you niggas that like Jesus, but apparently it make you horny when you think about Jesus because you fucking everything but your wife. What's happening? Jamal Bryant has been cheating on his wife since he's been married. So much so that he had to change cities so his scandal wouldn't follow him. Now, I don't know what it is in that Jesus wine. I got to look into it. I'm kind of heated because my slideshow ain't doing what it's supposed to do. Because I wanted to add some faces to the goddamn show. Your veterinarian? His name is Prentice. Irony. He's dicking down dogs. Everybody's talking about that. You know about that. Everybody watch out for the cats too. I'm not, they don't know how to stick to one thing. So they probably was fucking the cats too. Okay. D.L. Hughley, another activist, high value Dusty. Okay. Many of you may not know, D.L. Hughley has been married for decades. Okay. He had a child outside of wedlock, outside of his marriage. In his words, I knocked the chick up. Well, that baby's no longer with us because the baby was beaten to death by another Dusty. Did you hear what I said? These kids don't stand a chance. They don't stand a chance around these. They don't stand a chance around these people. I'm already kicked off of one platform. Let me not get kicked off the other one. Another high value Dusty, Vincent Brothers. If you guys don't know who that is an elementary school principal. He was so good at what he did that parents requested him. Parents boycotted the school when they were going to fire him. Well, this high value Dusty murdered his wife and 3 children and then went on vacation. Look this up, fact check me. And if I'm lying, dinner is on me tonight. Okay? Just provide your cash app. Another high value Dusty, Russell Neal. Let me throw her on mute for a second. Russell Neal. Some of you younger girls may not know who Russell Neal is, but he's from the group High Five. They sound like a bunch of damn chicken scratching back in the day. I didn't think they were talented, but whatever. Russell Neal beat his fiance to death with a crowbar. Shit. Y'all can miss me with the high value Dusties. There is no such thing as a high value goddamn Dusty. They're all great value. Period. Welcome to the show, Teleport.
Hello?
Welcome to the show, Kitty.
Hello? Hello, can you hear
I
me?
hear you.
Hi.
I hear you.
Hi, this is my first time. I just found this channel like a week ago, and I have to say
Mm-hmm.
I'm really loving it. I like it so far. I just wanted to say that just, off the record, but I recently just got out of this whole dating black men or whatever. Literally,
Mm-hmm.
literally within like the past 2 years. Long story short, I had no idea this was going on. I married two supposedly unicorns or whatever, and they are all the
Mm-hmm.
same. They're all the same. Now
Every
you
last
might
one of them.
now you might actually be able to get a marriage because I married two black college engineers, two nerds. Okay, both had one had two parents. One had a fucked up mom, but he wanted to move into a rich adopted situation. So two unicorns, and that whole everything that she's talking about, I'm like, wow, even they did it. Like not even the thugs, because I'm thinking, okay, it might be nature versus nurture, whatever. So try to get one that wasn't in the hood. Try to get one with two parents. Did all that. Super religious. Didn't even have sex before marriage, and they still tried to act like they were, pimps, and they were all of that. I'm like, wow,
The
wow.
the fact that you made it out alive is a blessing, and that's a damn shame.
And I feel type stupid because I'm 30 and literally, like, I've always been open to dating anybody. I didn't really care, but literally have only dated black men for 30 freaking years for the most part. And I got a pretty good deal compared to what I hear. And even I don't want to fuck with him. I was actually able to get married and do the whole fairy tale shit. And even I don't want to deal with him. These men talk about, oh, because I used to not be attractive or whatever. And over the years, I became more attractive, doing different things. They'll sit there and say, oh, you're not feminine. Black men, well, since when do black men like feminine women? Ever since I've been a kid, I try to go to school wearing makeup. What you wearing that for? What are you doing that for? Why you got all that? Like it's so ridiculous and backward. Not even backwards. It's not even backwards. It's just everywhere.
They're scared that you're gonna get a Dusty before they do, or a
I'm
King before they
like I
do.
like let me tell you women out there, all you women, because I know black men like they like to talk about, oh, we like bad bitches, we like bad hoes, you don't work out, whatever. I work out. If you don't work out, they'll say you're fat. If you actually do stay in the gym like I do, oh, you're a man. Serena Williams, you look masculine, you like a dude. But let a little white Chinese girl have a workout tape. That's cool.
They
It's
wouldn't
like,
know masculine if it slapped them in the fucking soup coolers.
I'd
so
like
it's
to
just
add
it's
something, if I can, to the lady
Go
that's
ahead.
speaking,
Go ahead.
and to everyone in the chat. I'm so sorry, I did not mean to interrupt, but I just hear the anger in your voice, and you are so deserving of it. But I just want the ladies. First of all, I want to say hi, Mr. Bessie. I am so excited to be able to speak on this channel, and to all the women of color in the chat that are opening your mind enough to change the direction of your future, so that you will not become another blueprint for someone not to follow. But for the lady that's speaking right now, for the ladies that are getting upset at these AYEPESs and wondering why they don't see you as attractive, it's because they don't see themselves as attractive. And you all need to really just free yourselves, to get your bodies in shape. I'm talking about, like, I'm a military baby. So y'all
Okay.
ladies, make sure you hit them weights. You don't have to be looking masculine. Get your bodies in shape. Keep your health on point. Don't be out here spending time looking for these dudes or whatever, shaking for them. Open your mind and broaden your horizons. Spend a lot of time getting to know yourself. Drink plenty of water. Put fruits and vegetables in your body. Take care of your mind, because so many times women of color are so busy helping everybody else, and they're always pat on the back, you hold them down, you doing this, and I see them falling apart. I see so many women, and I'm sorry if I'm taking too long. I'm trying to hurry my best. That's why I'm talking fast. I'm
You're
from the West
fine,
Coast. I
babe.
talk fast anyway.
Take your time, sweetie.
Okay, I grew up and I seen so many women. One of them is one of the women that I really, really love so much is deceased, my mother's identical twin. And she was more of
Mm-hmm.
my mother. Double, what you call, amputee and stroke
Mm.
took her out. And I feel like she's speaking through me right now to all of the ladies in here. So please bear with me, and I'm going to try to hurry up, even though you said it's okay, because I want to make sure other women that really want to talk can talk. I seen these women get out of shape. I've seen these women put up and tolerate disrespect from men. I've seen communities full of women and babies and women putting down other women for being child free. I'm child free. And I'm asexual on top of that. I'm asexual. I'm not into
Okay.
anybody, you know,
Okay.
and I believe it's because of all of the things that I've seen. I've seen women, my sisters lost their babies at birth. I watched them hold them and rock them, and they just went numb. I watched them go buck wild after that. The dudes ran off. I've seen women get treated like trash beat. I've seen the stitches bust out of my mom's cesarean scar. I've seen women get thrown down the stairs, and I'm the one. You know, I'm the one that was always tomboyish that took a pistol and put it to my own pop head and told him, if you don't get up off my mama, blow your brains out and get away with it because I'm a kid. I won't do time. He got up and left. But as I got older, you know, he tried me, and that's the only dude I ever had to fight because anybody else I already know I carry machetes and pistols. And I don't mean to say anything negative on here. They know how I get down. I'm quiet. I don't mess with anybody. Y'all ladies, please keep your bodies in shape. Don't sell yourself short. Y'all are out here crying over these dudes. You need to know how to keep a certain level of respect and detachment for yourself. And there are people out here that are better, that will treat you worth what you are worth. But you got to see it in yourself. If you don't see it, they can't see it. And even if they could, you need to see it first to protect your daughters, yourself, your dignity, your self-respect, your hearts. Because to die of strokes and heart problems, this is what women do when they shut down emotionally and they hold it into the
Right.
place. Their hearts, they're hurting. They're so ashamed and embarrassed. If they get molested at young ages, their mothers hate them. You know, even my mom told me, well, you know, I didn't get, I have had problems, but you know, when it comes to dudes trying me, but they already know I'm not that one. They already know how my mind get when it comes to them, so they already know. If they didn't know, they'll find out real quick what that machete do. I could
Hey.
carve pumpkins real good. I'm a first generation Jamaican, and I could teach y'all ladies how to carve pumpkins if you want to. But on the low, to let y'all know something, ladies, please, please take a look at in the mirror when you go home. Look in the mirror, look at yourself. Really look at that self that people have taught you to hate. If people have shamed you and told you it was your fault if you were molested, it is not your fault. It is not your fault. And I apologize for every woman up in here who have had to deal with the shame, the heartache, the mental damage that it can do when you are not listened to and when they tell you it's your fault. You go one of two ways. You know, you could become I'm asexual, or you could become a stud like some of the women that make fun of the studs, or the lesbian women, or the women that are just like tired of them, or you become a woman that chases after all these dudes on to get your heart broken because your pop probably wasn't ass, excuse my French, like mine was.
Oh, this is the cussing place. You can cuss your ass off here.
Oh yeah, you already. I cuss like a sailor, and I live
Me
in
too.
you know, when you're in Blackistan or around a lot of black people, they take pride in doing stuff that don't make any sense, and they look at you like you're a unicorn. If you want to love yourself, respect yourself, elevate yourself, read books, look around in your surroundings, and see the stereotypes right before your eyes that are no longer a stereotype. It is real. It's a stereotype if people don't do it. And it is an actual lifestyle that does not have to be yours if you can open your eyes and see, because many are calling for your chosen. Okay? If you can see it, you were meant to break it. Break it, please. Free yourself. You know, it's not saying that you have to be with a white guy. It's not even saying that you have to be with a Latino. But take time out for yourself and don't let this Blackistan manipulate your mind to tell you need to be always take care of someone. That's what's wrong with black women right now. They're always take care of these damn IEPs. Okay? I'm trying to
Right.
say it. AEPs. I'm trying to say it cool because y'all IEPs. That's what you're gonna say if you don't run. You're gonna be saying IEP. You know what I'm saying? Then Planet of the Apes taking over. I'm gonna stop. And if I can speak again, I will. I just really appreciate you, Divestment. Thank you so much for putting this channel on here for the those of us out here. I'm sorry, I stutter a little bit when I get so happy. Thank you
It's
so much.
okay.
There's so
I
many of us that
appreciate
need
y'all.
this. Thank you, because we are tired of this. And I seen women saying ape. I've been saying Planet of the damn apes since I could spell ape and I was a kid. So y'all ain't the only ones. And I really appreciate every woman up in here. Please keep your dignity, keep your self-respect, love yourself. Stop competing with other black women. Stop. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what that woman going through. She may not love herself. She out here trying to cause hell to another woman, probably because of the way she wish to be. And I hate to see women disrespect other women and put them down and talk trash because they think somebody want their damn ape. Don't nobody want they ape with ticks and fleas and all this type of doo-doo all around their damn butt, milk all over their mouth, and they fighting over this damn ape that's running through the whole household, even they pets and goldfish, and even sleeping with the scorpions and ants too. How can you find a hole? Anyways, y'all, I'm done. I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna let some other ladies talk. I respect y'all so much. Please respect yourself. You gotta respect yourself before I can. Outcast told y'all. Peace.
Okay, babe. Appreciate you. The chat like you. Welcome, Teleport. Rose, you in the building? You got the mic, honey.
Hello.
Hi.
I am so glad that you brought up the dog thing because I was just looking at dude, something came across my feed that I wasn't even sure what I was seeing. It was this black man with a hairless cat,
Oh,
and I was super alarmed and concerned because he was treating it like I don't know. And so it was just really timely what you did about the dog because they are doing that. He was like he like gets the cat and like keeps it in his shirt to keep it warm and discovered that the cat didn't like water and baths, and so he would take baths with the cat,
oh my God.
and nothing and nobody is safe.
So now these motherfuckers gonna be hanging out at the Humane Society and calling it a preference. It's my preference. You don't have a furry tail, bitch.
Hell no.
Welcome, Lexus Exodus.
Hey guys. Hey.
Hi.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I just have to call in. First off, I have to thank you for the work that you do. Like one of the other previous callers said, I'm newer to your channel, but I am so grateful for you. You are awesome and amazing. And I think you give such a powerful and poignant message. And I am so happy that I found you. And I wish I'm in my 30s now. So but I wish that I had someone like you at a younger age just to teach me and just to drop gems and to give some of that wisdom that I didn't get at a younger age. So I'm really, really grateful for you. And I'm so happy to be on your channel right now.
I'm grateful for y'all, goddammit. I'm real grateful for y'all. Do you know how excited it makes me that people actually are trying to divest, goddammit?
Man, I am so excited. And I mean, with your platform, it's so powerful. And I just think it's amazing that you're able to reach so many young people in Generation Z so they can avoid some of the mistakes that we made. But anywho, I'll be real quick. The first caller resonated with me. That's why I called in when she talked about how she married an educated lame, like they like to say. I did the same. I married an educated nerd too. And he was a UCLA grad, and his mom was a teacher, and his dad was a doctor, and he was the same. I experienced the same shit, and that man beat my ass, and
Not surprised.
man, and he was a cheater, and he was just verbally abusive, physically abusive, and it's still to this day. And I'm fully divested now, and I'm happily remarried to a Brad, and he treats me like I'm golden, and it's just amazing and incredible. But still to this day, I'm in therapy dealing with that shit because it traumatized me, and really broke me. And so I know we like to have hope. We are loyal to a fault, and we like to keep looking and keep digging for that unicorn, but they don't exist. They are the same, ladies. So if there's one thing that I can say, and one piece of advice, is just fully divest. There's a whole world of men out there who will treat you right and treat you properly. Do not spend the rest of your life wasting time with these niggers, because you're just going to meet the same man in a different package over and over and over again.
You want to know what I would have
Fortunately-
did? Do you want to know what I would have did, man? This is what you should have did here. Now you gotta let me tell you something about first generation Jamaicans. You should have started singing "I Put a Spell on You Because You're Mine," and just start going in the kitchen with a frying pan and boiling some oil. Just frying oil. What we cooking? What we eating? Oh, what we eating? Oh yeah, what we eating? Come on in here, Michelle. What we eating? And you just been frying oil and nothing in the pan, just frying some oil. Like what do you mean? I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you asked. That's what you should have did.
Can anybody hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just wanted to say these dudes always talking about get an educated good man. You always passing up good. What the fuck does good mean? Oh, excuse me. What is good in your opinion? Like, it's always some amorphous, random, arbitrary ass thing. And they always want to talk about there are men who earn money. We educated lanes. There are black men with money. Well, if you all don't want to give it, then what good is it?
All it means is they have a job. That's their standard. The bar is so low. That's all that means is they have a job. So they can cheat on you. They can have a baby on you. They can have dirty dick and give you STDs. They can be disgusting to you. They can beat your ass. But as long as they're quote unquote educated and professional men, they are good men because the bar is in hell.
The
And the
bar
bad
is in
thing,
hell. It's in
the
hell.
bad, oh my God, the bad thing is everybody kisses their ass because they don't act like a monkey like the rest of them do, and that makes it worse. Now they don't even want to believe you.
Don't even
No,
get
the
me
main
fucking
thing,
started on that.
women don't get along. Women don't. Y'all, where y'all learn this competition? I don't compete with no woman, and I want them to understand that. Y'all better, hell, go to Army Navy surplus, get y'all camo and get y'all bodies right and start y'all little organization together. And if y'all really want to show these dudes what time of day it is, I mean, from the baddest females down to the women that don't know they bad, y'all need to be y'all need to know y'all bad, and y'all all need to be knowing of each other, know what's going on and what's good, and don't tell them nothing. Don't be sitting up here trying to compete with each other and get back. And I slept with this dude's a woman dude and all this, and y'all think y'all elevating that way. No, this is how you come up in ranks, baby. You talking to like a military baby right here. So this is what y'all need to be doing: getting y'all bodies banging, get y'all minds together, create a little organization together, everybody on one page, checking each other, even if it hurt each other's damn feelings. Be honest with each other. That's what a friend is. A friend don't tell you what you want to hear. They tell you what you need to hear, even if you cry. And homie could pass you the tissue. I'll be the first to wipe the first tear. After that, you wipe your own. And then when y'all tighten them bootstraps up, y'all get up out here in this world. Don't let nobody run up all over you, and keep your self-esteem upright. Your homegirl is your homegirl. That's the creed, man. That should be the code. Stop getting out y'all girl code, y'all women code. Have each other's back and have some respect for each other. That's why these dudes can do what they do to you, because they know they can run to the next one and DoorDash to the damn next one and take his penis in a hot dog bun and DoorDash to the next one, and she gonna be sitting there all gullible. I'm just tired of that, man. Ladies, come on, man. Y'all gotta create a bond with each other. Don't look at her as your enemy. Look at her as your equal.
Golden, your device is not connected, babe. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I feel like I really like what you're saying, but I feel like it's really hard for Black women to be friends with each other or not even to be friends, but like to get along and to be honest with each other the way that you're talking about when you're dealing with other women who are still with Black men.
Right. Anytime you introduce,
because they still see you as competition, and they still see you as competition, and they see you trying to change your life as knocking them in their lives.
Well, I deal with them like
you
this.
introduce a Black dick, sisters just fall out.
I'm
Whenever
asexual.
a dick is,
I'm asexual.
when anybody introduce, when you introduce a Black dick to most Black women, though, that's when the relationship is gonna go to hell.
Well, see, okay, the key is every woman is born in intuition. Some just choose to be blind. So if you're intuitively guided to someone, you're going to be in sync. Now, I'm not saying walk up to the first woman you see and be like, hey, sister, hotel, and then go wrong and go down here from there. That ain't going to go so well, I mean, use your intuition. Through conversation, you could gain a lot of insight on someone, so study psychology. That would help a lot. To be able to read the mannerisms, body language, spoken and unspoken languages, you need to be able to read that woman by first reading yourself. A lot of us can't be friends with other women because we can't be friends with ourselves. You can't be friends with all of them because a lot of them ain't friends with themselves. And you should never be trying to be friends with one who don't even love their damn self. They will take you down. They'd be the one to poke holes in your ship and ask who did it.
And see, that's one of the things that I've experienced with I don't really do friends in general. My family's motto is like my mother's sister always said that, she gave birth to all the friends that her kids will ever need. And so I don't even really do friends. I really enjoy the company of other women because I really, there's just so much freedom there when you don't have men around.
Right.
But I've always found that when I am around other women, especially because, a lot of Black women, unfortunately, we come from a place of brokenness. And I come from I come from a family that's always been like, since we got off the plantation, we've been pretty good. And it's only in like the last couple of generations that parts of the family have started to like just descend into ghetto, disgusting, horrible behavior. But I find that a lot of with Black women, it's the opposite. Like they come from a lot of dysfunction and then they pull themselves up out of it. But coming from that dysfunction and having to pull themselves up out of it, they don't even see how amazing it is that they did it for themselves, all by themselves, without any support. You know, most of them not even with any support from their families. Most of them with like their families actively tearing them down.
Yes.
Black women are amazing, but so like then you get them around. I feel like when you get them around, when I get around other Black women who are doing so well, that they don't see how amazing they are, but then because I didn't come from where they came from, and because some other Black women don't come from where they come from, they don't have the self-esteem that they should, just based off of what they've done for themselves. And
Well,
so when they
coming
look at
from
your self-esteem, there's this like problem there, you know?
well,
Well,
coming
yes, that's
from
why
the
you're gonna
Black
have to.
community.
Sorry.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, coming from the Black community, most Black women only date Black men. So the competition is so fucking savage because there's only quote unquote a few. So Black women will cut each other's throat. I'm not saying that white women won't, but because we only date quote unquote Black men, the competition is fierce and we start cutting up on each other. That's why I would love for women to open up their options because it's not that serious. And please don't compete over that animal. Please. It's an animal. Go ahead.
You know, my mom was a teacher, and I read this one article a long time ago about this white dude, you know, who was a teacher, and he would talk about teaching Black students. I don't know if any of you guys have seen it. It's an article that's been around for a couple years. Long story short, he noticed that in high school, the little Black boys would never be fighting over Black girls. It was always little Black girls fighting over the attention of little white boys, Black boys in high school, and the Black boys would be begging the white girls for dates. Even a white male teacher said that.
You look like
They're
musical
fighting over
chairs up
them
here.
in high school.
Mother
So,
Crone, before I let you up here, I want you to know your camera's on, babe. So chill back there until you get that together.
hi, Divestors. Like, can I just add one thing to?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I was just gonna say the caller who talked about like having strong relationships with other women. I will say divestment is lonely, and I love Black women. I am in love with Black women. Like, I really do value sisterhood and value friendship. But I've had to distance myself just to prioritize my self-care and my mental health.
You're supposed to. That's
Yeah.
exactly what you're supposed to do.
And I can't like, even with my family, I can't do it with that mammy logic. I just went to a birthday party with one of my cousins. I can't sit here and listen to them talking about how they muling, how they working 12-hour shifts, and how they man just sitting at home smoking weed all day. I don't have the patience for it. They'll talk about cheating and struggling and in the hood, but they then, you know, next thing you know, a few months from now they pregnant again. I just can't. So I've really, just for my health, just to prioritize like my mental health, I've had to distance myself. I feel like it really is incredibly prevalent in the Black community for Black women just to really be subscribed and indoctrinated to this mammy mentality where they're brainwashed, and just it is delusional, and I can't. I can't. So I've learned, and you know, over the years I've just valued kind of like my solitude, because I can't deal with the nonsense. I don't have the patience anymore.
I always say I didn't select these bitches in my family, so I'm not gonna be
Man.
beholden to them. You got me fucked up. I didn't select them; they were kind of gifted to me. So
Listen,
fuck
it's
that.
crazy. Yeah.
My mother is the ultimate mammy, the ultimate super Megatron mammy. Okay, seriously.
You're not Megatron.
Yes.
Hi,
Like,
everyone.
So I have a question for you. I'm sorry, man. What is your name? Or what would you like to be called? Who was just speaking with a Megatron mammy?
oh, Kitty, you can just call me Kitty.
Miss Kitty. I want, because you said you were married to like a engineer, right?
Yeah.
And you're currently married to, you got your fine white man now.
No, two Black engineers. I'm not married currently.
Okay. I have a
Yeah.
question.
So when it
in
comes to
general.
educated lames, yeah.
Oh, I know that they're all trash because, you know, 'cause I've got two brothers who are absolutely wonderful. They're wonderful sons and like to my parents, and they're wonderful brothers, but they're not good men as far as like partners for women. and like, specifically being partners for Black women. And like, I tell them all, they're like, you'll hook me up or whatever. And I tell them like, you don't, like, I don't have, like, I wouldn't do that. Like, I love you and you're my brothers and everything, but I'm not going to do that to a Black woman.
They're always looking for sex. Educated lames always want to pretend, which gets on my nerves. They always want to make it seem like there's just a sea of willing, capable men who want to get married and want to take care of a woman, and they're just getting dogged out. First of all, where are all these Black male simps? Because I've never seen one. I've never seen a Black male with roses and money. I love you. I want to get married and chasing after marriage. Where is this?
They chilling with the Tooth Fairy and Santa Claus.
Like, where are these men? Where are these? They always want to complain, you like thugs, you passes up. Well, maybe because you're only looking for sex, just like the thug is just looking for sex. And maybe he, I don't know, looks better, whatever. You're all lame and square ass head and buck tooth and your fucking books, and you think that's supposed to just give you access to free sex that you want? Because you don't want marriage. You want sex. Be clear. Stop playing.
Being that Black women are providers, you might not want to marry one of them because that boy gonna get, what is it called?
Alimony.
Alimony. He gonna get alimony off your ass. You don't want to marry him.
Do you know that my first husband, engineer, he made all the money. Long story short, dude divorced, my little bit of money. Do you know that he tried to wire money out my account, try to steal money from me? You're supposed to be the breadwinner. You stealing money from me, and I don't even have a job. That's how petty they are.
Well, at least he didn't fuck your dog. I don't know. I don't know. They always doing some fuck shit. They always getting into something ridiculous. And I remember when Black people used to say, hey, this is a white thing. White men like to fuck animals. Lady, you need to read the paper. You need to read the internet. They don't talk about the times when I see Black men fucking dogs. We just had one last summer here in Georgia where the lady had to call the police because he was fucking the shit out of a pit bull. Okay? Fucking the shit out of a lady pit bull. If you Google it, you'll see it. It was a top story in Georgia because he was getting it in. He acted like that girl's dog house was a damn whorehouse.
The only reason they don't do large livestock is because it's not allowed within the city limits of Blackistan. That's just for real. You can't have sheep and cows here.
Oh shit. Well, good. Good thing, because they fucking everything moving. Good thing unicorns don't actually exist. They fuck the shit out the unicorn. Anything that's moist and wet and it's cylindrical shape, they gonna try to put that shit flavored dick in there.
Oh my God. I'm sick. I want to throw up. I can't believe I was dating him for 30 years. Like, how did I not see this?
I don't know, babe. I didn't fuck with him. TK, did you get a chance to speak?
No, I was just waiting for you ladies to
go ahead, honey. I'm sorry.
Hi, everyone.
Hey.
So I just wanted to add a bit of perspective about the mammies.
Okay.
So like we all love Black women, of course. I'm a Black woman. I'm pretty young. I'm like 24. So I'm in a group of Black women, and they all really think the same, you guys. They all I don't know what the obsession is with wanting to generate Black wealth and save the Black community, and they love niggas and Tims and things like that. Like some of the things that they say, it's pretty idiotic, and it's like, why are we thinking about this? They're obsessed with racism. Like, we had a whole discussion, and I was like, can we please move on from the racism? Like, I understand it happens, but it's just a heavy, heavy burden to carry. Like, they carry a lot of things, but I don't understand the Jesus complex that they have. I don't know if you ladies could really speak to that. What is your opinions?
Well, my opinion is, because I look at like I feel like the whole divesting thing has been a lot easier for me because I didn't really want kids. And so but like coming from like when I was young, because I'm 35 now, but when I was younger, and still thinking about, I think it just comes, I mean, aside from like the way that we're socialized with, the being male identified, and wanting to and being taught to like black women, most black women have a mother in the home. Even if they don't have a father in the home, they have a mother in the home. And so like whether you have like a good mother who protects you or who's good, a good mother or a bad mother, you have most of our mothers put either like a level of responsibility on us, because whether they identify with men or not, because my mother is not male identified, but whether they identify with men or not, they all realize subconsciously or consciously that you cannot depend on black men to take care of you. So I feel that because that they've always, whether you've had a good mother, like a who, like whether you've like, you know, maybe been put in like a parental role in your family or something like that, like to take care of the boys or whatever, or whether you had just like a nice childhood, I feel like all black mothers understand that when it comes to their daughters, that you cannot depend on a black man to take care of you. And so they really instill a sense of independence, and if it's going to get done, you have to do it yourself mentality in us. And so I think that part of that is why we have this, why we pick up burdens, is because we've always been taught that we are going to have to take care of ourselves, and other women are not taught that they have to take care of themselves. So that's where I feel like the whole picking up the burden mentality comes from. And then as far as like the whole like loving black men part, for me, it was never specifically about black men. It was always about, I love myself and I love my family and I love the people that I come from. And I look at black people and I think that we're amazing. And why wouldn't I want to replicate myself? So I don't necessarily see that as a flaw. If you want to have kids, I don't necessarily see that like loving of black men as a problem, except that they're problematic. And it does need to like go, it does need to, we do need to accept them for who they are and not deal with them. But we need to understand that that love for them, I feel like we need to understand that that love for them is not flawed, it's that they're messed up. And that I've always viewed my love for black men and black people as a love of myself. I love myself. I love the people that I come from. I think that we're amazing. And why wouldn't I want to like put more of that into the world? The
Those
problem is that
amazing,
black people
those
don't love
amazing
themselves.
people, those amazing people died off so long ago. It's a new species going down now, and these
Because
people are.
that's perpetuated by black women. We are the ones who like, you know,
We
are
can't let
what's
it
so
go.
great and amazing, you
We
know,
can't
like
let it
what's
go.
left is what's left is amazing is us. And we just have to understand that like it's not going to last forever, it's going away, and that's just the
Yeah,
end of it.
damn right.
All good things come to an end, but I
If
just
you,
feel like that love, we
hello,
have to have a
can you
little
hear me?
compassion for them.
Can you
Oh
hear me?
yeah,
Or is my mic breaking up? I was
we can hear you.
saying that if you procreate with one of these non-awesome people, it's going to be a non-awesome generation that comes after them, because these motherfuckers ain't worth a goddamn. They really
Don't
aren't.
do it,
They
because you
ain't
either
worth
end up with
shit.
boys that are going to be problematic, or you're going to end up with girls and trying to have to like deal with the whole issues that you're going with now, which is trying to socialize them to not deal with black men too. And who wants that burden? I didn't want that burden.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I'd rather deal with an Alabama black snake. Dead
I
ass
agree.
serious.
I know, like what Lexus was saying, is it's lonely. It truly is, guys.
Hey,
It's
hey, yeah, can I dive in there? This is
sure.
Lexus. Yeah, I was gonna say, so you talked about how a lot of the women that are close to you, they just were so stuck on racism, and you know, you would try to change the conversation and move on, and that was just something that they were stuck on. So what I will say is what I've noticed and what I've experienced over throughout my life is that we black women as a collective, we are all indoctrinated to identify with black men. And even if there are struggles that they experience that we don't experience, that don't happen to us, we are indoctrinated to cape for them and to be male identified, although we don't experience the same struggles. So one prime instance I'll talk about over the summertime, the police brutality issue. that's a black male issue. That's not something, black women are not victimized collectively, systematically by police. We're not. And I even like sat there and thought about it, and reflected and thought about all the women that I know and all the black women that are related to me, and that I have friendships with, and every single last one of them were victimized either physically or sexually by a black male, but none of them, and I'm talking about cousins, aunts, sisters, none of them were ever harmed physically or sexually by a white male. And that was like my epiphany, because it's like, damn, like I remember Brad, him coming to save the day. I called the police on my Tyrone ex when he was beating my ass, and they came and saved the day. You know what I mean? Like I am a professional woman. I work in the pharmacy industry. I'm a director at a pharmaceutical company. Guess who gave me my role? Guess who gave me my promotion? Not a Tyrone. You know what I mean? So it's like, for whatever reason, we are brainwashed from birth to believe and to drink the Kool-Aid, and to identify, to be male identified. And so we cape, even when it costs us our lives, to cape for these men, even though that's not our problem. It's not our issue.
I'll
And
sit there and
and you
watch
know
a
what?
police shooting in a heartbeat. It does not bother me. Whenever I see one of them shoot one of them, it's no
Man,
different than me watching like a toilet paper commercial. I don't give a fuck.
man.
And you know what? I was trying to get them to understand, okay, who are you outside of this identification of black men? I was trying to get to them to that point to tell me I'm a woman, right? But I'm more than this racist stuff. I'm more than sexism. I like fashion. I like going to the beach. But they kept bringing themselves back to racism. I'm like, is that really who you are as a woman?
Black
You
black
can't
men don't have
identify as
any identity. They don't have any identity of their own. It's copy paste,
Mm-mm.
copy paste.
It is.
yes,
It
yes. And
is.
I kept telling them, I was like, y'all saying y'all are different, but y'all not really different.
They're self-medicating, and what I mean by that is mammies can't understand why their dusties won't do anything for them. So their brain is literally making excuses so that it can make sense to them. They don't have any answers. All they have is the oppression aspect. And I'm sorry, that's too old to be still doing. They have everything that they need in order to build for you, but they're not going to. And if you're
Yeah.
going to build your own community, fine, have at it. But they shouldn't have any control over it. And please know that you will be sharing their nasty asses.
Mm-hmm.
My
I just
epiphany came. Oh, I'm
Go ahead.
sorry. I just
It's
wanted to
okay.
say my epiphany came when I went on a date with a literal card carrying racist white man. I didn't know he was racist until later, but because I knew him in high school. Long story short, went on a date with him. He literally showed me his family owning slaves and the names of his slaves his family owned, and even he treated me better on a date. I didn't know he was racist, but even he
Yeah.
treated me better on a date than some black men, and
I
that's
am
sad.
not surprised. I'm not surprised because men like women. Men like
He's
women. So they
literally a card carrying racist, not KKK. He was
don't.
either
Man.
Aryan Brotherhood or something. So don't. So that's my epiphany. If a racist with slave shit in his house can treat me and provide more for me on a date than a black man can, I said I'm donezo.
Hell yeah.
I'm done.
Go ahead, whoever was trying to talk before we ran into each other.
I just have one more point.
Okay, go ahead.
Um, so again, we were in this conversation and they really want to be the strong black woman. And I'm trying to tell them like we're in a new age. We're 2021. We don't even need to carry that. We don't even need to be that. There's so many resources and asking for help and being independent is kind of not even needed at this point. They're obsessed with the struggle, with being independent, with trying to make logic out of their delusions, being a savior. It's too many moving parts with some black women to the point where it is like we kind of have to let go of black women. I see what y'all are saying when y'all say that Y'all can't take them all with you.
Facts. Hey y'all, if you got a chance to speak and you pretty much done or whatever, I'm gonna rotate the seat. So I'm gonna let y'all do that voluntarily. Anyway, I am to the point where if you are still fence sitting, then I'm probably just gonna push your ass back over to Blackistan because you got all the proof you need. Listen to what happened all this week. There have been kids murdered. There have been women murdered, and you have a high value dusty fucking dogs. This week is enough to divest.
Yeah, I'll say this and then I'll drop off because I know others are waiting. You're just wasting too much energy into women who cannot be saved. Yeah, I for me, I just my motto is I keep my head down and I focus on self-preservation and I focus on saving myself. Now I'll drop gems here and there to other Black women who are receptive to it, but as soon as I see that you're not and that you're kind of stagnant and stuck in that mindset, I just keep it moving because we don't have the energy to spare. So yeah.
That's what's up.
Agreed. I'll take that. Thank you.
All right. Thank you guys. I'll continue to listen. I really appreciate you allowing me on. I love you so much, Divestors.
I love you too, and you welcome up here anytime. Damn it, I mean anytime I'm live.
All righty. See you guys.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.
I don't really know how to
question
cut
before
off.
I hop off. Oh, there's a little X at the bottom that says leave, I believe.
Oh, okay. All right. So can I just say this and I'll leave? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I just had to say this is, like I said, a really awesome channel. I really love it. And yeah, educated lames are all the same.
That's what's up.
That's it. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye, babe. Thank you for coming up.
I've got a question
What's
for
up?
you. So
Okay.
I was watching one of your last video, about the triggered people, and you're like, inbox me if you're triggered. And I just didn't have the words to compose an email. But I'm from Washington State, and I currently live in Chicago. And
shit.
well, I'm done with Black men. I never was really into dating in general, but I'm like over it. But I've been considering white dudes, or just other men. And one of the issues that I had was that there was this family event that was very mammy triggering for me. Because it was definitely was sparked with like issues that my brother was having. But it brought up for me like why I moved away from Washington, which was like just a very passive aggressive nastiness that I've always received from white people there, that was just very different from like what you get from the Midwest. Like the Midwest, they're pretty moderate racist, you know, and then on the Pacific Northwest and the West Coast, it's very passive aggressive, but it was very prevalent all growing up. And so like I always had issues with Black people and white people. I had issues with the Black people who lived there because they were very conformist and didn't want to be Black, and very like kowtowing and everything. And then I had issues with the white people because they were always trying to make you feel ashamed to be Black. And it just always it brought for me the issue of like, how do you
Here's the thing.
Go ahead.
Here's the thing. You know how you have the stuff that's in you that makes you say, hey, this white person is being racist or what have you. It has to do these days a lot with the majority of our actions. Let me explain. It's the same shit that I give Tyrone when I see him coming. I'm expecting the worst. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So when I see him coming, he's going to feel a little bit of vitriol. I don't know this Tyrone from Gate, but I do know what I see and what people that look like him usually do. That's what you're getting. 9 times out of 10, when I deal with that, after they get through talking to me, it all disappears. You have to know him personally.
Okay.
That's how I deal with that. Because I know racism could kind of turn you off of divestment. But what it is classism. These broke dusties will knock them over the fucking head, and they know that. And they will do the same shit to me. So I kind of see where they're coming from. But if they know who you are and still treating you like shit, now that's a problem.
That makes sense, is helpful and actionable.
Hey, that's what's up. I'm glad. When I was younger, I used to feel like that too. I'm like, these motherfuckers don't know me. What's up? Why they judging me off top? It's because of some shit they saw some other black people do. That's all. Lowering property taxes, motherfucking all that goddamn loud ass music every time you come home and shit like that. They
I
fucked
can
with
work
me
with
with
that.
that.
Totally agree.
Go ahead. I'm
Thank you
sorry.
so much. I can work with that.
That's what's up. I'm glad I could help.
You ladies have a nice evening. I am going to continue to listen.
Thank you.
Can I chime in?
Of course.
Good evening, everyone. I just have two things at this point. Well, first, I want to say I appreciate your content, and I'm so glad that I found it.
Mm,
And concerning these dusty, crusty, musty thrusties, um, we
love it.
forget about COVID, right? Mammyism is the pandemic. It is the real pandemic, especially in the black churches, with
Preach.
all of these pick-me's fighting over Tyronisha like the last plantation meal. And I'm like, they're literally fighting over that one Tyronisha, dusty, crusty, musty Tyrone, like it's the last bit of scrapes that we have. And I saw it all my life growing up in Southern black churches. A bunch of single women fighting over that one Negro.
I wish I
And it's a
would.
shame. It's a shame. And the second point I want to make, regarding divesting, there was an older male relative of mine who put me on game when I was 15 years old about these below sea level dehydrated creatures. I was schooled at 15 by a black male. That's kind of rare. It's a black male that put me on and said, listen, these Negroes ain't about nothing. And he schooled me at 15. I'll never forget.
He know it. He know it better than anybody else because they talk more shit around them than us.
Exactly.
But like I had just to piggyback off of what she said. I said it in the comment section, but I'll say it again. Black women who only deal with black men are in the Hunger Games and don't even know it.
Yeah, they are.
They don't know that they're fighting to the death over trash.
They willing to do it though. They volunteers at this point. You know what I'm saying? They fucked up. They fucked up. Like I said in the premiere, at this point, keep your ass away from me as well. Cause I can't tell you no more than what I actually told you. So if you want to debate facts, then you're gonna have to go over there with your Dusty. Point blank fucking period.
Exactly. Like it just happened to my cousin. My cousin, she says that she can never be with a white dude because she's not physically attracted to lighter skinned men. She like dark chocolate men. That's her. That's what she likes.
That
But
sounds like an
sat here
excuse
and
to
got
me.
done
They
in.
trash.
The last dude that she has been dealing with for well over a year just got his baby mom pregnant for the second time.
Mm.
She called me all mad. What do you expect? What you want me to do?
Nah, I'm not lending that energy. Just fuck that. If you already know, then that's on you. Yeah, he fucked somebody else. You want to go get some ice cream or something? I don't know what else to tell your ass.
Like I've been sitting here trying to talk to you, and I've been sitting here trying to tell you, and you don't want to listen. And yes, she is one of them ghetto girls that don't know how to dress. If it ain't showing her ass or her breast, she don't want to put it on. I'm sorry for cussing, but she don't want to put it on.
Y'all better quit apologizing for cussing.
She don't want to put nothing on her skin. I remember we went to a government facility building, and my auntie, we both had to like lecture her into putting on some doggone clothes. She would not put on no clothes worth nothing. And she attract Dusties. That's all she attract. And when
Girl,
she finally did attract a good dude who happened to be white, oh, she didn't want him. She didn't want him because she don't like lighter skinned males. She don't like light skinned black men. And I'm sitting here trying to tell her, but she don't want to listen to me. So what she do? She just got done in. First of all, he had kids before you got with him. Now he done got his baby mama pregnant and you mad. What you mad for? You got 2 kids by 2 different men. And one is in prison because he's a drug dealer. And the other one don't even want to take care of the son he got with you. He live off of his wife.
that sounds like damn near 99.9% of them. It really does.
And she don't want to listen to me. She don't want to listen to me. Like my auntie, she scooped up a good one, but she trash. Like men like my uncle and my daddy are so rare in the black community. They don't exist anymore.
You see what I'm sorry, Rainbow Bridge said? She said, let her have it. God damn it, let her have it. And that's what's up. It's like
Yeah.
you can't keep telling her. And I feel like when they keep coming to you or any of you with that same story, it's because they letting their, dumping their stress onto you. They doing a stress vomit. You can't do that with me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We
That's why
already had this talk and I'm not doing it with you again.
exactly. And that's why my dad, a lot of the so-called educated lames, they got tunnel vision. And what I mean is my dad is one of those. My dad is a six-figure man and he just actually started two businesses. He in a pandemic, and he also, got a master's degree in business management. And he's also helping his wife with her clothing business. They don't make men like him no more, but he don't understand that because he's like, listen, I exist, my brothers exist. So you can find somebody like me. No, I cannot.
Yeah.
No, I cannot.
Thank
If any of
you.
you haven't had a chance to talk, you can jump in. Go ahead.
I just want to say to your point, sister, you are spot on. I have a few. I would say
Go
less.
ahead.
I would say I have a few. I would say less dusty because there is a spectrum. There's like dust spilled and there are like dust speckles. So I have male relatives who have a few dust speckles, but they're decent enough. And I feel you. They're usually over 50, very supportive, successful, love their wives, one wife, either no kids or kids with her, and it's become a rare breed.
They're usually over 50.
Yes, like in my family, the ones who have less dust, they're generally gentlemen over 50, like
They're usually over
uncles,
50.
grandparents, parents, and like you mentioned,
Yes, like
they don't
in
really
my
make them
family,
like that.
the ones who have.
Somebody, when y'all not talking, mute up for me, okay?
Yeah, like my dad, he's in his 40s. So
Hello?
yeah. My dad is in his 40s, and so is his brothers. They were all born very closely together.
You're
And
also, I think, younger. I think you're in your 20s, right?
Yeah, I just turned 24 last month.
Right, different generation. I'm talking about from my experience, it happened. But see, there is the thing. They're still of a different generation. The ones of, I feel like the ones who are probably 40s and below, from my experiences, pretty much aren't about anything. It's, from my experiences, the uncles, the fathers, the grandfathers, who were, had less dust sprinkled on them.
Yeah, you want to know what's worse? My daddy didn't even have a father growing up. His daddy died before he reached puberty. And he's one of these unicorns walking around. That's the worst part. There are black men out here who have fathers and still come out trash as they want to be. And they want to sit here and blame black single mothers. See, first of all, they blame black single mothers and they blame women like me who don't have any kids. It's literally all of our faults.
Yeah, it's not a black woman in this room right now, and it's damn near 400 of us, and it's all of our fucking faults. It doesn't matter if
I
you
would
were
love
born
to
yet.
chime in. I would
Go ahead,
love to.
chime in. Chime in. You said you wanted to chime in. Chime in, girl.
Hi, everyone. There's a delay on my end, so it's probably going to sound a little weird. This is Golden. Hi. First of all, I
Hey.
want to say thank you, Divested, for being and staying a zealot, first of all, because
Hey.
I'm congratulating myself on my 5-year divestment. I haven't fucked with a Dusty or going to a Blackistan event. My mind, body, and soul is cleansed of that Blackistan bullshit. Right?
Hey.
Okay. So with that, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. You're delayed though.
So
We're listening.
I'm glad that you are you're staying on track with being an actual zealot, because when I first discovered all the hatred for us as Black women online from the Dusties, and my sound is on mute, so if someone's chiming in, I can't hear you. But everyone was such a zealot in the late 2010s, from 2016 and beyond, but now it's getting really soft out there. And I don't know if this has to do with the propaganda and the media, with constant racism being shoved down our throat, but it's disgusting how Black women are folding. It's really disgusting. I would have liked to say it's sad, but I'm not really sad. I'm literally disgusted that we're folding like this. Like, what's going on? I don't understand it.
I know
Let,
what's going on, but oh, you got
let me
something?
tell you what. Let me tell you what's happening. It's fence sitting. They're just temporarily.
I
They're
don't
just. Uh oh. They're just temporarily upset with Black men. So when something happens to one of them, they set all of their quote unquote vitriol to the side so that they can mule. You get what I'm saying? It's temporary as fuck. All it takes is
I
one
see it
Tyrone to get
as
his fucking feelings hurt. Go ahead.
I see it as in my opinion, divestment is lonely. And that's why I think it's going on, because for a lot of women, they can't handle loneliness. Now, I grew up as an only child. It's just an average day for me. But divestment can be lonely for a lot of different women.
It
And a lot of
is.
different women handle loneliness. Like, I can't tell you how many women were made into single mothers because they were lonely. And
Mm.
solely out of loneliness, they letting this man in their bed, live in their house, eat their food because they're lonely. Like my cousin, her baby daddy, he's married to a woman that's over 10 years older than he is. And she takes care of him because she's lonely. She don't want him to leave. Like, he literally left her house, which is in Florida, went up, took a bus to Ohio where my cousin was, spent the weekend having sex with her and everything else in between. And his wife had the nerve to pay for a ticket to get him back to Florida. She's lonely and she don't want to be alone. Loneliness is a killer for a lot of us Black women because
When they're with Dusties, they're still lonely. They're never home. They treat them like shit. They don't contribute anything to the household. That's loneliness too. So I think it's emotional immaturity. You get what I'm saying? To sit
yeah.
there and let somebody treat you that fucking way. You
And a
shouldn't
lot
do
of Black
that.
women, and like you said, Black women rarely date out, rarely, to the point where we are in the minority.
It's a
So
problem. It's a
when it comes,
problem.
yeah, it's a huge problem because they will fit in, like you said. There are a lot of Black women who will, quote unquote, like Sinji. Sinji, if a Black man got on one knee right now and said, "Marry me," she will do it. Like you
Hell
made the
yeah.
statement yourself. You said you do it because you want us to do better. She do it because she wants Black men to do better. And
Listen.
that's the difference in between us. She still wants a Black man. Like, she literally said in a video, that's when she lost me. She lost me when she had the nerve to say in a video, "Yeah, I feel like, when you want some really good sex to get what you need, you go get a Black man because he's going to get you right." What?
When she said
What?
that, I was like, oh shit. I had to quit listening because that girl still dick dizzy. Yeah, I said that here. She's
You
still
know,
dick dizzy.
can somebody please tell me the appeal that these apes have? Like, I genuinely want to know. 24 years of my life, and I have yet to be attracted to any of them.
I feel the same. I'm asking the same question myself, and same age as you.
Like, I just
What is
don't
the
get it.
appeal?
They smell. They don't look good. Like, they have pubes on their face. Like, I don't know. I'm,
When,
I'm the
when I
minority.
started, when I left, I literally lived in Blackistan. And when I say Blackistan, I lived in a city that was 95% Black. And it was just ghetto all the way through. They weren't ghetto parts. There was nope. It was ghetto. The only way that me and my mom didn't live in there, she literally moved us to the outskirts of town. We weren't in where all those other people were at. We were literally over there where the white folks was at. And she always made fun of me, talking about some she raised me bougie. But like, living out in a city like that, you literally have no choice but to be strategic about how you raise your child. Because as soon as I got older and started seeing the degeneracy, the I don't know why my tongue's getting tied. The degeneracy around me, I started to get sick to my stomach at the thought of them touching me.
Yeah,
Girl.
it's horrible. Like, and I have a friend. She's so beautiful. She's so smart, and she cates for these men. And I'm like, literally, she's been assaulted like break 3 times. Each one's been by an ape. And we were talking about it because I've been through sexual assault myself. And she's just like, even though the stuff that's happened to me is by a black man, it's just like I I love black men, like, because the trauma they have, and I'm like, bitch, that's trauma bonding. Like, that's you saying that it's okay that they did this to you, but you're still gonna stand by them because of the systematic trauma they've been through. Like, what? Like, I want to slap the shit out of her. Excuse my language, but like, it's like, what, why? Like, ugh, I don't know.
I do have a question for the one sister. We were just chatting a few minutes ago, and you mentioned that I think you're 24 and your dad's in his 40s, and you have like a good father and a good uncle, but you're also not attracted to black men.
I think she made a
Yeah,
yeah.
that was me.
Go ahead. Go
Okay,
ahead.
so I guess my question for you is, since you did bring up the fact that they do exist, and you mentioned men in your own family, but at the same time you're not attracted to them, have you maybe considered having a talk with some of the women in your family to see what they found attractive in your own father and your own uncle to kind of see from their perspective?
For my mom, it was the same answer, which is her environment. My mom grew up in mainly Black communities. For my other family members, because I have talked to them, like once when I started divesting, I got curious because my attraction is mental. I am attracted to you mentally. This is why I can always push physicality to the side. I don't need a six pack. A man being a man is what turns me on. I don't need all of that. So once when they lost me mentally, they lost me completely. So I
There's a
got
lot
curious.
to attraction. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I got curious about the women in my family. And so I talked to them. And what I realized is that, like, for my mom, it was her environment. Like, if my mom was around a white man at the time that she met my father, I would be biracial. You
Mm.
know? Same thing with her husband. If it was a white man, she still would have taken him. My mom is very fluid with her type of man that she wants. She don't care what he's coded in. She cares about how she's treated.
As you get older, you have to think about more than sex. You got to think about stability and all that good shit that makes you basically a grown ass woman. I could tell
Yeah,
you right now, I'm attracted to my husband, but there would be not one leg open if he couldn't pay these bills. Now, you can say what you want to say
Amen.
about it. Part of him, me being attracted to him, is the fact that he can protect, provide, and problem solve. If any of that goes away, there's not a good enough dick on the planet that can get me to, you know. Anyway, go ahead.
exactly. And with the other women in my family, they're not attracted to white men. It's very simple. They are not attracted. My cousin has said that once when she found out, because the first time I was fit sitting in like 2017 and 2018. At first, I was like going out with white men and, I was entertaining them, but I wasn't taking it seriously. And my cousin, she was weirded out by it because she's not sexually attracted to lighter skinned males. So she couldn't get my attraction at all. She couldn't understand it because for her, like black men is where it's at. Same thing for my auntie. My auntie, same thing. Same thing for my other cousins. My cousin got a baby with a trash dude right now, and he black. Yes, he is. They don't get it. They don't understand my end of it, and I don't understand their end of it. So we just shut the hell up and don't say nothing.
Pass. Hard pass.
Welcome to the panel, Healing Arts. You always got some bomb shit to say. God damn it. Hello.
Hey, I'm so happy to be here. Thanks for letting me on the panel.
Of course.
Yeah, but I was just going to expand on what the last lady was saying. And I feel like if they weren't shoved down our throats so heavy, like women wouldn't be like looking past so many red flags and deal breakers, you know.
I agree.
And I think like the poverty level does have to do with continuing to deal with them. And if they can just, I hope this pandemic wakes up more mammies. And I feel like it is because I have a mammy friend that's really transforming through all this. And it just gives me a lot of hope. I know it's only one woman out of millions probably, but it just gives me hope to know that it's women waking up and they seeing this whole thing for what it is, with Tyrone's behavior.
Tyrone's behavior is disgusting. It always has been. I will never be able to get the attraction. I'll never be able to understand it. Even if I sat down and just listened to another black woman's side, man, is not treating you well, no amount of attraction should even exist. I don't care if his dick is all the way down to his pinky toe. Fuck that.
Yeah,
I'm the
yeah.
same
This
way.
this message has got to get out because it's a lot of young mammies, believe it or not, that's like in their early 20s. And it's sad because I've got some younger cousins. Like I'm a millennial, but I got some younger cousins that are like complete mammies. Like they've had kids by these like really messed up guys and stuff. And they were one of them. I went out to eat with her the other night, and she was telling me about how there's girls getting robbed in her area that she lives in after they've gotten their taxes and their stimulus checks.
Y'all really want to get me started on these stimulus checks? Y'all really want me to start?
Absolutely. I want your take on that, DZ. I really want to know, like, what's your take on,
Now
these
remember,
mammies receiving this money.
you asked for it. Okay? So that was a lot of money and a lot of incentive for a lot of these women that have Tyrone's children, multiple children. I'm talking about the fact that y'all know my sister's a teacher. Okay? One of those broads ended up getting damn near $10,000. You want to know what she did with that money instead of paying off her child's lunch balance? Y'all never get it. You'll never get
What'd
it.
she do?
What'd she do?
She put a down payment on this expensive ass truck for her boyfriend.
Oh,
That is so believable. That's what I meant to say. One of my the mammy that I know that's detoxing or whatever from Blackistan, she has a friend that's like a full-fledged mammy, and she just got her stimulus check, and she's like in the process of relocating and leaving an abusive neighbor, and she done just paid $300 for a flight ticket to and a whole week in a hotel to go fuck some fucking nigger.
I love you, Healing Arts. You don't give a damn.
she said what I wanted to say.
Well, I'm sorry for being so vulgar, but it just comes out so naturally. I don't be trying to be so racist like that.
You tickle me. You know I'm content with the hard R all goddamn day. But they are
Well, they
not
call
spending.
themselves that, so they can't get mad at me.
Not only that, of course, they're not spending that stimulant on Zaddy money. They're not spending that on those children. They're not. They're spending it on their Dusties. You notice how? Have y'all noticed on Facebook how the posts have changed since those direct deposits started hitting? They're not being as egregious as they used to now. Because I know black folk. By the time fall comes, they're going to be flat broke, and then you're going to be back to being bitches and hoes and all this other shit after he ride away with his Land Rover that you bought him.
Yeah,
They gonna
Dumb
be
shit.
no, they gonna be like that by summer, divested zealot, because that money is not gonna last long. They're only probably gonna be able to make about 2 to 3 car payments
Oh shit.
I had cut
because
off
they're
a whole
making
friend.
spontaneous. Yeah, they're making spontaneous purchases that have nothing to do with their income.
Yeah,
Oh,
I had cut
A
off a whole.
complete cycle. It's like they did the whole Black Lives Matter. They was all down, and then they turned around and started talking about black women. Now they doing the stimulus checks. They love you, and then they're gonna talk about you again. I don't see how they don't see this cycle.
Like I had cut off a whole friend for that. That girl got some money and paid for a hotel room to lose her virginity with a man who was nearly 20 years older than her, had a lazy eye, fucked up teeth.
fuck.
And then people
Girl, you
wonder
are
why
young
the
and
kids
in
are
your
so
20s and
fucked
you
up.
are letting this trash just climb on top of you like that. I said, yeah, we're done. We're done. After I told her not to. I told her not to. I said, if you do that, that's
Well,
it.
I
Like,
hope
you
that
can't do that.
if she's taking she's doing what do they call it, family planning, because that's the thing. When people are continuing to reproduce with degenerates like that, I mean, that's why things are so messed up.
And
Y'all.
listen, I have a lazy eye. I just want to say that. That means I can see the bullshit coming from the back of my head, and I can duck and dodge and
Well,
get
I
the
wasn't
hell out.
saying it to make fun of
Period.
you, sis.
And the cute ones. But let me just chime in real quick. When it comes to all of that, Black men don't like to eat the booty. I'm gonna keep it real. They claim that they are the inventors of big booties in terms of like praising women with voluptuous bodies, and they're like the trendsetters of acknowledging big booties of the 80s and 70s and beyond. No, they don't like to eat the booty. At the end of the day, if you're not eating my booty, I don't want to deal with you. These
They
dusties
do
out
if
here
Lord
you're
have
man.
Who
mercy.
would want
dusties
If
their
you're
want to
man
eat
who
the
or
would want
booty.
their
transformer.
mouth on your ass though? That's disgusting. Like
They'll eat it
they're
if you're a transformer.
yeah, they are disgusting. Just get the whole image of them out of your head. Like, please detox. Like, ugh,
Oh,
they're disgusting.
I've detoxed. I'm just saying in
You're
general.
not
When we like to
attracted
talk
to them
about
anymore, are you?
on a physical level, I think that a lot of black men are attractive. For me, it's the
Oh,
mental.
God help
Girl,
me.
No,
no,
Wait a minute.
Oh, my
negative.
God help
There's
me.
somebody
not a oh
please
my
put the
gosh.
puke emoji in the
No,
chat.
no. Because guess what? I would be not keeping it real with myself if I would just say, oh, I don't. I think that there are a lot of nice looking black men, but when it comes to mentally, psychologically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, it's trash.
I
Can I?
can't tell who
Before
said that. I need to see your name because I gotta flip you, girl. Which one? Who said that they was attracted to black men?
also I'm also
Who was it?
that's me, but I'm also a
I'm
supporter
trying
of
to
you,
figure out who this
but
is talking.
I'm also a supporter. Also
What's your
support your
name?
channel. It's Gina,
Okay.
but I'm just keeping it real. But again, I don't let them get in my guts. I'm not dating black men. I'm not saying I don't find some of them attractive. I just said
Mm-mm.
a lot of the other BS that comes along with it is a turn off for me.
It's
Well,
too
if you're
much
not
BS.
utterly gross, if you got to be utterly grossed out at this
Yeah,
point.
girl, I hate the sound, the way
I
they
mean,
sound, the
it's
way they look,
absolutely
the way they
disgusting and
smell. I hate
degenerate.
everything about them.
And then the thing about it, if you're not completely detoxed, you're just going to go get the same type of entity, but in a different color. That's the thing about divesting. You can't, you got to be detoxed, because if you call yourself, dating somebody else of a different, race or whatever, it's going to be the same. It's going to still be it's going to be a Tyrone in another color. You know,
Unless
you
I
got to
remain
be done with
celibate
the
and single my whole
behavior and
life.
just everything.
Can I pose a question to the panel really quickly?
Sure.
My cousin, so okay, back in 2017, 2018, when I had moved up here originally with my cousin, she was seeing this drug dealer on and off.
God
So
damn.
something happened. She
Oh,
came
damn.
downstairs and told me the story and laughed like it wasn't a serious thing. So I want to know, am I over exaggerating a little bit? He was obsessed with butt. Let me tell you how. He liked to eat her butt. And he kept trying to pressure her into anal sex, which is something she's not into.
Mm.
One night he came over unexpectedly. They started having sex. He bent her over and without warning, put it in her butt.
Well, that's
She
a
came
red flag
downstairs.
all day in
Now,
my
to me,
book.
this is rape because she don't want it. You're up there doing it, and she's trying to tell you to stop. Now, she came downstairs laughing and joking. And just to give you a picture of her mindset, that she was dealing with a man who clearly had another woman because they only saw each other at night. And he only came to see you for sex. But she didn't want to believe it, whatever. But she was dealing with him, and he wanted her to tell him that she loved him and she wouldn't do it. And he punched her in the face. And
What
when she
the
told me
fuck?
that story, she laughed as if it was a joke, didn't call the police, didn't press charges. So am I over exaggerating, or did she get assaulted twice?
She got assaulted
She got
twice.
assaulted
Was
twice.
assaulted twice.
So, oh my God. Like, is she still dating this guy?
Yeah.
It's the cousin that don't find lighter skin attractive. It's the same one.
Man,
This sounds absolutely disgusting. It sounds like she's forcing, like, oh my God.
It's the same one. Every time I say my cousin, it's the same one.
You might need to leave this cousin alone.
for real, for real.
Y'all don't wonder why I don't let her come over my house. She keep trying to come over here. No, you can't.
Man, I can't.
I think is this the cousin you talked about that you said you think she was assaulted as a child,
You said
right?
what?
You said you thought this is the cousin that she leans in her sexuality. You think she was
Oh, yeah. We were
assaulted.
both sexually assaulted as children. Both of us, me
Yeah.
and her, by
She
family members.
probably just needs to seek help because she probably thinks that's love.
because she
Yeah, and
laughed
that's the
at me.
thing
And
with
I
a
said,
lot of
guess what
black
I told her?
women.
I said, that's what your ass get. I said, I told you to leave that man alone. My mama told you to leave that man alone. You kept
They
going.
be
I said, that's
scared
what
to
your
be
ass
by
get.
themselves. What's your name again? Is this JoJo?
Yes, it is. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah, JoJo, they be scared to be by themselves. Like they do not know how to fall back from niggas. Like they don't know how to take a break. Like even when I was in my 20s, like my early, like I'm a millennial, like mid 20s or mid 30s now. But even when I was in my 20s and I dated, I took breaks because it's like it's not healthy to get in and out of relationships. And these relationships that they're in most of the time are completely toxic, you know,
Yeah,
and it's just sickening.
she literally just broke up with the dude that got his baby mom pregnant. Literally just broke up with him.
I
That
know
shit is
this one
toxic
mammy.
city.
I know this mammy I went to high school with. She ended up marrying this guy that she was dating that ended up getting three girls pregnant while they were together. And she still married him. And she had three kids by him.
I will walk this fucking earth alone, I guarantee you.
Yeah. Can you, isn't that something?
Like I will walk this earth
And
by
then
my
she
damn self.
had
That's
two miscarriages before she was even able to conceive the first kid by him. And I kind of told her that that was a red flag, that they weren't compatible, but she didn't believe me.
yeah.
And we had stopped being friends. You know, I stopped talking to her like by the time she had actually conceived a live birth with the son of a bitch. But I tell you what, there's so many red flags, and it's just so horrible. I don't know what is going to have to be done for these people to realize how fucked up these men are.
Gina, I'm still thinking about you. I don't know. I'm still thinking about you. But you know what?
But
At
yes,
least you making moves. At least you're making moves. You trying to detox, and I'll give you that. But boy, I'm sitting here thinking about Gina.
and I'm thinking about you too. You know what? I'm a big supporter, Patreon, Facebook, YouTube. I'm just keeping it real in my truth. I'm not gonna lie, fake the fuck like maybe some women might do just to kind of gain some co-signers. I'm gonna say I do find some black men attractive, but it's the other bullshit that I'm like, you know what? Full stop.
We gonna keep working. We gonna keep working because we fixing to do a all on their ass.
Okay, 100%. I love y'all anyway.
We love you back. I'm so glad you up here. And you had the balls to say you like black men over here. You
Right.
think they're attractive. That was
I
amazing.
didn't say, oh no, I I do find some of them attractive. I would be a lie. I look like my daddy. He's a handsome man because I'm a fine woman. Period. So yes, I do find some black men attractive. It's the other shit that
We
you're not
got some
dealing with.
work to do. We got some work to do. I'll get my toolbox and we'll get on Patreon, me and you, and we gonna work together, babe. We got
Get
some
that
building to
vibrator.
do.
I
Get that
don't judge
vibrator too.
Gina.
Get the
I don't
vibrator.
judge Gina because I was in her place a few months ago. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie about it. I'm not gonna front for nobody.
Yeah,
I'm
Gina's
far
working.
from
Gina
that
working
now.
on it. Gina working on it.
Yeah, she's
Exactly.
being
So as long as
honest.
she's
So
willing to do the work, it's fine. Because I was
That's
just
right.
there a few months ago. So as long as Gina's willing to do the work, she'll be all right.
Yeah, Gina gonna be cool. That was so funny though.
my thing is
I got
for
a
the
lot
women
of
that are
hope
like,
for her. I think after more information that she takes in, you know, about these niggas, it's gonna be to where she's just gonna be regurgitating in her mind about them. You
Hell
know,
yeah.
because after you find out, so after there's so much, you can't even bring yourself to even be attracted to them. It's so gross.
I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I think certain stereotypes about them keep some people, back. Not you, Gina, because Gina, you here. That's all I can ask for. But I think it keeps some of these folks back because they have stereotypes in their mind about what other men are, and they not willing to see if it's true or not.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times somebody has said to me, I don't see how you date them. I can't have no pink dick. What?
oh,
That fucking dick is not pink. It's
that
shades of brown. First of all, they need
brown
to
is
cut that
brown.
shit out.
Whoever says that
They
has
say
never been with
pretty
a white
stupid
bitch
shit.
before, because
Mm-mm.
Go
they got
ahead.
the dick.
Yeah, it
Oh, I'm
looks
trying
like
not to
we
cut you
can't even worry about these mammies too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm
Okay.
close to my mom and her side of the family, so that's the only hard part for me is distance. Putting distance in between us, which is why I'm leaving again. I'm moving again because
Okay.
I need to put distance in between us.
Yeah.
And I
It is a work.
Yeah,
specifically,
my mom is divested now. She in her 60s and she's divested. And it's just a wonderful thing to see as well because after how my dad, he was a black unicorn, and after how she did or after how he did, it just was like, whew, that was complete confirmation for me. I'm like, oh my God, no.
Pretty soon we're gonna have the title of the live is gonna be Gina said that's it, god damn it.
but check this out. This this is Gina checking back in. Okay, so I will say this: I have not had any black peen in about 6 years. Black
Ugh.
American peen, and
This sounds
I
like an
have
AA
dated.
meeting.
I have, yes. We need a support group. Let's have one in the DMV in Miami. But listen, real talk. Haven't had Black American Peen in over 5 years. I've dated internationally since probably I started dating in high school. I've just gone back and forth, kind of like one of those people who's like, as long as he's a good person, I like him, we click, it didn't matter. Haven't had Black American Peen in over almost 6 years.
Ugh.
I'm saying I understand it's a process. So I'm glad that
Yeah,
you're here supporting.
it's a mental thing too. I never liked them. So it was like I didn't deal with them in business, so it made it more like it made it more official not to deal with them in my personal life. But it is really a process, and I think that there's women that actually can go through the process of detoxing from Blackistan, and because they was like with the Nakers, they were put on a pedestal, they were hyped up. It's not a natural attraction, it was a forced attraction. Like if you are still attracted to them and you like them, it's forced, it's an abuse tactic, it's not real.
Dark skinned gentlewoman said, Gina, get a passport. You know what that's gonna be like? And I agree with her. It's gonna be like, what is it? The methadone when people getting off of heroin?
Oh, can I respond to that? I have been to
Sure.
77 countries, period. I started traveling in high school. I've been all over the world. So I have dated black men from the diaspora, from the UK, all over Africa, the Caribbean, the United States, Haiti. I've dated Eastern European guys, women. They love black women. I'm telling you, go to the Balkans. I've been all over the world. I get it. All I'm saying is that up until about 6 years ago, Black Peen was included in the mix of my international intercultural dating. Just so you know.
That's what's up. That's what's up. We're gonna all keep updates on you. We're gonna do check-ins. We're gonna be home health nurses for you so we can get you out of there all together. Gonna come check your blood sugar, glucose levels, your hypertensive levels. We're gonna check, make sure you ain't got no swelling in your feet. We're gonna keep you good, girl.
I think that black women who still date black men have Stockholm syndrome. So the black women who don't have unicorns, yeah, it's Stockholm syndrome.
I
You know,
agree, JoJo, because the
you
ratio is too low.
I agree.
exactly like you deal with a despicable type of man for so long. And see, another thing, I could tell you every element that stopped me from divesting. I was afraid of becoming a fetish. I was
Mm.
afraid of a racist killing me because they will shove that down your throat and force
Yes.
feed it to you. I was afraid that I'm walking away from the only men in the world who's ever gonna love me. Let me tell you why these three elements stopped me. Because that's what I was told for years. I was told that black men are the only men that are gonna marry me. I was told that anything other than a black man might kill me because he's a racist. I was told that the love wouldn't be real because he's fetishizing me. I can admit to why I fit set for so long, and I did it for up to 3 years. I can tell you why I did it for so long because I was afraid. It was straight up fear that coursed
Mm-hmm.
through my body every time a white man looked at me with lust. It was fear. So I'm
But
telling you right now, you deal with a despicable man that tells you your entire damn life that this is the best you are ever gonna get. You deal with it at all costs. Cause I do.
But you know what's really fucked up? Like, okay, when I realized that the majority of them, as far as nakers, are narcissists, it let me know everything that they say out of their mouth, they really talking about themselves. So, like,
Mhm.
all that shit that you just said that those fucking niggers said to you, they were talking about themselves, okay? They were saying, hey, I'm the worst male. I'm the one that's gonna kill you. I'm the one,
Mm-hmm.
like all that. And when you realize that, it makes it so much more easier to divest and understand where these motherfuckers come from. Because it took me to go into all different aspects of shit. Like I used to be like into that hotep shit for about a year and a half. And I tell you what, it was back in like 2014. It was so misogynistic, and I was already like a swirler at the time. I'm like, this shit is fucking warped. Like, they are the real racists. To me, they're the most racist than anybody. They're like wannabe slave owner white supremacists. Like everything they say that is bad, they're speaking about themselves. And once you realize that and the narcissism in most of their demeanors, then it'll be very, very easy to understand.
Oh, sis, you don't know how right you are. Let me tell. Oh, you don't know how right you are. Like before I found it, before I found divested women, I found the Black manosphere first. And let me tell you something, when you are young, and I know I'm still young, but like when you are a young woman in your early 20s and you don't know nothing about nothing, they know how to get in your head like it is not anything. This is why in the Black manosphere, they promote finding younger Black women in their 20s, because at first we don't know nothing. Like I had to, like, I was immersing myself in divested words and all these other divested women. I was immersing myself in their words so I can really, step, take a step back and undo all of that programming. But yes, they know how to get into your head. This is why they want younger Black women like me in our 20s, because they want to be your god. That is the theme in Blackistan as a whole and in the Black manosphere. They want to be a god to you. They want you to worship at their feet. This is why they put Nature Boy in such a high regard, because that's what these women do. They
Mm-hmm.
worship at this man's feet. They want to be your God. They don't want you to go to church. No, 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 no. They want to be the man that you worship. And if you don't do it, you will be beaten. Like when it comes down to divested women, y'all don't invite them into these spaces, but they come here, don't they?
Hey,
Because they want it. They want you to leave, to stop divesting, and they want you to go over there and worship at their feet. Once when I realized how badly they want to be our gods, it scared me to my core, because a man with a god complex has no qualms about killing you.
Yeah, that's like where the narcissism comes in, because they don't have empathy. You know, like they're not capable of empathy. It's all about supply. They want to take the energy of Black women and children, and they just want to take energy from people. It's a real sick dynamic when you look at it like like real deep, because it doesn't have anything to do with racism. And that's the problem. They always want to try to make it seem like it's that. No, it's on the inside. It's them.
look at what B said. We were just talking about what the white man would do to you. I saw this story, B. A walking bullet bag stabbed his girlfriend in the face. She ran to the neighbor's house and he killed the 7-year-old with a hammer. He just lost it, he says.
Yeah, like,
I think you
and
just lose.
there's another reason I said this in the comment section also, and I don't know if you guys saw it, but I said that divested women can't be friends with Black women who only deal with Black men, because of the Hunger Game reference. Because this was the story about a year ago, and I don't know if y'all heard about it, but there was a woman that went missing, and she was everywhere. It was a Black woman, college student. I forgot her name. I wish I remembered, but she was everywhere, all over social media. She went missing, and she was missing for a long time. Come to find out, her roommate helped the roommate and the roommate's boyfriend. They killed her because her boyfriend wanted her roommate. So they killed the roommate and hid her body.
I know what you're talking about. That's in Georgia
Yeah,
too.
I
This is
remember
why I
That's
said
that.
we can't be friends
believable.
with
And
them,
then
because
it's like, we got to be prepared for more stories like this with everything that's going on right now, because these motherfuckers are super thirsty. Like there's mammies, like one of my mammy cousins was telling me about how there's some nigger in this town near of where she lives that's robbing women with children, like if they're walking with their kid. And it's real, it's gonna get bad.
Yeah, I
You got
no
to
longer
stay
have.
away from them, man.
I left all of my black female friends. I left all my black female friends, and I had a Mexican friend, but she only deals with black men. So I had to let her go too. Like, I don't have any more black female friends, and I barely talk to my black female family members because of this reason right here. Because we can't
Well,
socialize with them.
it's a safety measure at this point. It's safety. Don't do it. And those mud sharks are the same because they're still dealing with
Hey.
something wrong.
Oh
It's the
yeah.
same. Like
Yeah.
I used to think mud sharks was cool back in the day. Like when I was in my teens and early 20s, I used to be friends with quite a few mud sharks. And I didn't know the whole mud shark dynamic till later. And I'm like, damn, these are fucking forms of mammies.
Yeah, and black women can mud shark too. Black women that come up good, who know what to do when it comes to their love life, but they don't do it. Like my sister, she's doing it. My dad, like I said, my dad is a unicorn. From the money he makes to his mentality, that man is a unicorn. But guess who she's dating? Not only is she dating a thug, but a handicapped one at that.
God damn it. Y'all
Man in a
gonna cut this shit
wheelchair.
out. Y'all finna y'all can't. Oh
She
my
is with a
side.
handicapped pookie. I swear I'm not making none of this up.
Oh shit.
And
Imagine
my
being
sister
so
know
desperate
better.
for a
She
black
know
man.
better. You are with your daddy. You live in a house with a man. My daddy got them in the suburbs. They are in the suburbs outside of Atlanta. They get in a big old nice house that my daddy put them in. And he has been a living example of what to go for a man. And she don't get it. And another thing, KS K what KSC said this. I almost forgot this woman's name. She said that once when black women start doing better, black men don't make the
Well,
cut.
what the hell happened to TK? Damn, people fall stream yards and shit. Go ahead. Finish saying what Kendall was saying.
Kendall said, once when black women start doing better, black men don't make the cut.
Period. That's a fact.
And for the one who said was his wheelchair got rims on the girl, probably. I don't know what she's seeing that man at all. He ugly on top of all that. He gross, he fat. Like, I don't understand what is the appeal. I don't get it. I guess it's the men. I don't get it at all. Because my sister, she's much sharker. My sister went to a good school. Her whole life. My daddy has never made my siblings slum it. Never. And both my brother and my sister is just doing some niggery shit, and I don't like it at all. Which is why I don't talk to them no more. Like, I'm still mad at my brother. I gave him money for graduation. He didn't tell me that his girlfriend was 8 months pregnant when I gave him that money. I could have bought my nephew some stuff. And I could have helped him out. Now I just found out that his girlfriend, and the baby are still in my daddy's house. If you don't get your ass out my daddy's house and do something with yourself. But they won't leave because they know they can't live the life that my daddy provides on their own. See, I provide an upper middle class lifestyle for me because I know better. Which is, I'm trying to move to Texas right now. I am not living in no hood type of neighborhoods. Mama gonna call me bougie because I'm trying to live over there in the white neighborhoods in a gated community. Fuck that. I don't care if I'm paying $1,000 a month. I'm not going.
Girl. Welcome to the panel, dark skinned gentlewoman.
Hi, how are you?
Awesome sauce.
Oh my God. First of all, let me thank you for, I saw you on another live on Chrissy, during, and she was like,
I heard her.
you just got to bring it. You bring it unfiltered because look, some people cannot take it nicely. They cannot take the information nicely. And hey D, how you doing? I see her in the chat. Listen, okay, so thank you for clearing that up, Gina, about you traveling. Listen, I am a product of a unicorn, okay? 2 unicorns, because my mother was married twice. And the first one, he, great dad, not necessarily a great husband, but I'm telling you, the second one, amazing, right? Both of them told me, make sure you get your own property. Make sure you do this. Make sure you do that. Just in case you get married, you got somewhere to go and bounce. keep all the money in your name. I mean, they taught me how to protect my assets, if you will. And I'm just like, wait a minute. And I was young. Divested. I was young. I was like a teenager when they were telling me this. And I'm like, okay. But guess what? I've never been married, and you know what? I play like I'm broke. If I'm even in the vicinity of a Dusty, I'm just like, what do you do? What do you do? And I'm like, yeah, I lie. I don't
I don't
tell them.
blame you.
I don't
I don't
tell
blame
them.
you.
I don't tell them. And then, of course, at the workplace, I have, friends, work friends who are pretty cool, but I tell them, I'm like, look, I know you're proud of me. I know you're happy for me, but you can't be telling other black people what I got and what I do. And they were like, what? And I'm like, no, 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 no. And but because they don't know the devil in the details about Dusties and the class division and the mentality division. I'm like, look, I know you're trying to inspire Pookie over there because they're like, hey, she did it. You can too. Nope, that's not how it works. That's not how it works.
Don't you hope that this virus, COVID, and stuff brings about a class division? Because I think that's
Hell
one of the
yeah.
biggest factors is the
It
class
will.
division. This Pookie and Ray Ray being mixed in with everybody else. It's very detrimental, and it promotes group think.
Well, let me. I'm sorry, sis. I didn't catch your name before.
My name
But
is Healing Arts.
oh, Healing Arts. Yes, Healing Arts. Okay, so Healing
And
Arts.
I grew up in the suburbs and stuff. And it was like when I started going to public school, I had to start going to school with like lower class, real low bred blacks. And they were like forced to be my friends. Like I had to be friends with them. And it just was really fucked up, like just the whole difference. And yeah, we've got to draw a line here, and I'm hoping that everything that's going on with this whole reshifting of the paradigm, hopefully that is going to be enforced within the community because we shouldn't have to take them on.
Well, it will be drawn. It will be drawn. And let me enlighten you guys because I know there are people that listen to me in other sovereign and divested chats, and I'm a student of history, okay? Um, One of it was a gym teacher of mine or one of the coaches. He was like, "Look, back in the day, if you were poor and you were a black dude, you didn't step to women who came from a higher class than you. You just didn't. You just didn't. You're like, okay, you know what? She's just out of my league, man. She just, maybe if you didn't know and you talk to her and then you're like, oh, okay, wait. All right, you just ended it there. Like if she would tell you, no, sweetie, I'm not interested in you. You knew that was okay. You know what? She's just out of my league. He's a boomer, so boomers are like 650, whatever, 55 and up. Okay, something changed because I'm Generation X, and Generation X is like, you got the generation behind them, and I'm telling you, especially with the young Gen X's, something happened where they are just like, oh, I can talk to any girl I want to. No, you can't. No, you cannot.
I have to agree with you. I think that's where the whole class mixing in started in Gen X. I'm an older millennial, and it seems like some of my older cousins that's Gen X, they fell by the wayside because they ended up becoming mules for their man. Like they
Right.
got married to a black man or whatever, but they ended up being like the breadwinner of the relationship, and that's mixing in with just low bred men just to say that they were married, pretty much.
Precisely. Healing
Gen
Arts,
X
you
has
hit
a
it.
lot. Gen X has a lot of mules. A lot of
God,
mules.
oh my God. You look, Healing Arts, misdivested. I feel like I am a I won't say a unicorn, but I feel like I'm out of my element. I feel like I'm like, wait a minute, wait, what? And I'm gonna be really honest. When I think about my college classmates and such who are Gen X, a lot of them moved abroad or they moved away to another city so they weren't under the scrutiny of their families, the ones that are doing well and have providers and such. they seriously, they don't live where they grew up. And see, I still live in my hometown. I'm in the Midwest, but I have the advantage because I travel a lot, a whole lot. I mean, the people that I grew up, first of all, the people that I grew up with, they never see me. Okay. The ones in grade school, but the ones in high school, I went to a decent high school, really decent high school. But it's like, they're like, wow, you're always gone. I'm like, yeah, you think?
Elaine Ingram, I've had your question up here for a while. What is a unicorn? It's literally the same thing as a tooth fairy, except for it doesn't gather teeth. It's this imaginary black dude that takes care of his kids, that works hard, that's good to his woman, and all this extra shit. In a mammy's eyes, the majority of black men are that way, but real life says different. So, in other words, a unicorn is so-called good black man. I have trouble stating those three words together because I don't think they exist, but that's what it's supposed to be. It's that bullshit.
To the woman who was just talking, my mom is Gen Z. I mean Gen X. I almost said Gen Z. My mom is Gen X. She's actually not that much older than a millennial, but she is. She's in her. I think she just turned 40. You are a unicorn. It's
Oh,
just it's
wow.
sad but true.
Oh,
Man.
wow. Wow.
Because I know women, and I know my mom and women in her age group. And like, even when my mom told me, she was like, yeah, I prefer how I'm treated. I don't really care about his skin color. Even those words are very rarely spoken with Gen X women.
Yeah.
It is
It's
a
true.
rare thing.
And
They came up with the term ride or die when we were teens.
precisely.
And they started wearing that as a goddamn badge of honor. You let this man cheat. You let him beat you. You have to understand that the white man is after him. He's young. He's this. He's that. Everything had a fucking excuse. Even when he took a brick and knocked your ass across the head.
Yeah, like
It's horrible.
I think about 6 months ago, it was either 6 months ago or a year ago, a woman who was in a relationship with the man for 20 years just got engaged. I'm not playing. He did it on a plane. And then somebody in the comments said, oh, she'll ride it down. I wish the hell I would. That was
Well, I
another.
know mammies like that right now that's still in their 20s. They in their late 20s and they wait. These men have gotten several women pregnant on the side. And one of my cousins, I told her, I said, whatever you do, don't marry that fucking nigger. Because I tell you what, you're going to have to pay child support for those kids. Because he doesn't
Yeah.
work, and she works sometimes. And yeah, it's really bad because like there still are there's Gen Z mammies. Like I don't really fool with a lot of women, period. Like black women, I don't fool with a lot of people. I don't get too close with anybody. But I tell you what, there's a lot of Gen Z mammies
Yes,
out
there
here.
are.
Like
And they're
almost all
really
my younger
bad.
cousins, I'm a millennial, and some of them is like younger millennials, and then they're Gen Zs, and they are mammies. Okay, they have multiple children. Some of them have more than one child by Tyrone, and they are caping, baby. They are
Hard.
mules. They have been
Hard.
working since they kids came out. Like they had them babies, and they went to work, and they are doing bad. Like they have to do everything.
And you see, I missed that ride or die train because even though my mom is married to a black man, she don't play them type of games. Like when black women out there marching, me and my mom was in the house.
Amen.
She did not play those games with me at all. I do not put my life at risk for a man who should be doing all the fighting. Me and her even had a conversation about that. She don't play them games with me.
Let me tell you something about the class division. I wanted to address Healing Arts' um, earlier point. Yeah, the underclass, the permanent underclass, that's coming. That it's actually here already. It's just that they won't realize it until maybe the year 2035 or 2040. And let me explain. All of the Gen Zs that are out here mammying and having babies and working real hard and okay, those jobs are going to be replaced by technology. All right.
Yep.
Number one. Number two, those of us with STEM, any kind of backgrounds, any kind of, in anything in STEM, we are the ones that are going to be in demand. We still have jobs and everything, but I mean, most divested women that I know diversify their portfolios. They have several streams of income. They just don't rely on jobs and such. Okay. The only thing I can say, if you have young Gen Zs in your family that are women, okay, that are maybe between the ages of 15 and 25, because they say after 25 you really can't teach them anything. You know, they have to kind of learn on their own. But if you're the cool auntie or something like that, this is why I need you to tell them about, hey, don't marry a man with children because you're going to have a good job and the baby mama is going to take your income. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you have to teach them about diversifying your assets early. I had an uncle that told me, you've been talking about real estate since you were 17 years old. And I forgot that I was that young talking about investing in real estate. I did that. Okay. And I live in a big city in the Midwest. People know where I live. The people on this panel that know me, that in the chat that know me. But yes, you have to tell them that, and it is essential that when you have, I remember when I was in my 20s, my classmates and friends had smart parents who would put the moms and the dads. Okay, believe it or not, the other unicorns, they're long dead now, because of illnesses. But they are like, look, hey, don't do this, do that. Put your money here, don't do that. Make sure you do this, don't do it. Just like my dad taught me and my mother taught me, I had parents of my friends teaching me the same thing. I was lucky in that regard. Okay, I was very lucky in that regard. So for the women, especially the child-free women in the family in here that are Gen X or maybe older millennials, please start talking to your nieces, and other women in your family, young women in your family that you mentor. For the moms in here, please talk to your daughters, talk to your nieces, okay?
Yep.
And really live what you preach, okay? Really.
It's a big, like, this is a serious factor because it's like, okay, you can get your degrees and get all of that, but property is still very important. Like, property and, things in your name, it's important. Businesses and property. Like, degrees and property is more promise than these niggas. And that's one thing that my
Facts.
unicorn father told me, because he's still a unicorn. He's still a naker. He got naker behavior. He divorced my mom after a 40-year marriage. You
Wow.
understand? You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? After they were retired. Okay.
Fuck.
And that changed my whole perception, like, big time. Like, I was like, oh hell no. Like, and I already was, just so, like, emotionally detached, and just from men in general, because just from the things that I know about. And I tell you what, your degree and property is way more important than getting married. Like,
Amen.
okay, that is a good thing, but from what I've seen, that is what is important, because these niggas' behavior is unpredictable.
It
Yeah.
is. It is. And,
True.
and, and let me speak to the property issue. Please, I implore the women, if you get income property, put it in a trust. Put it in a trust, hide it, so that, because some of these dusties are really smart, and they'll search your name and be like, oh wait, why
Yes.
why are all these addresses in her name currently? You get what I'm saying? So I'm gonna need y'all to hide them, like my father said, I'm gonna need you to hide them assets. I'm gonna
This
need you
is
to hide
another
them assets.
this is another thing for Gen Z, Gen Y, and some millennials. Y'all that are still out here asking and protesting for reparations, I'm gonna tell you something. The worst thing that can happen to your generation is you get reparations. Why? Because that debt is now paid. They don't owe you anything else.
You
You
don't know
are
you shit.
paid and they
Yep.
don't owe you shit else. So if something
Yep.
goes wrong with a Dusty, you are on your fucking own because you were paid for your so-called slave labor.
And
That's
they'll
it.
tell you to shut the hell up.
I don't
Reparations is
really
the
see that
worst thing.
happening though, divested zealot, because that's just some hoax bullshit,
They'll
handouts,
never get it. They'll
and
never
the
get it.
only thing they gonna give out, like, what they think that they all free and clear under Biden and Kamala. But I'll tell you what, they only gonna be implementing programs, and it's mainly gonna be for Black women. It ain't like, it's not gonna be what
Facts.
they think it's gonna be. They think they're gonna get some free all be all
And that's what they
handout,
want. They
and
want
it's
some
not going to
money.
happen like that. There's going to be a thing. You're going to have to do a training program, and
They're
just
not going to
different
get
things
up
like.
and do that. They're going
No,
to
the niggas
continue.
aren't gonna. The guys aren't gonna do it. I'm sorry. I am so fucking racist. I am so sorry. Anyway, the women will be open to do it, but those men, those snakers aren't gonna do it. Okay,
No, they're
so they
not going
might
to
as
do
well
that.
forget about it and build some more prisons for them.
They
Like
still going to
Pookie,
ask. They're still going to ask. I'm just saying the worst thing that can happen to these girls is that they get it because they are fucked. They are fucked because they won't
yeah,
do anything else for you. You're done.
like it has. But here's the thing, though. It's already started. Like the 10 million that they're gonna. I said 10 million. I mean 10 billion that they're gonna give to Black women.
Hmm.
It already started, and they're mad about that. They're talking like they even made fun of the Black woman who made the announcement alongside, who they like to call White Zaddy. Oh well. Oh well. Like she had her hair
I
was all
think they're
nice. She
just
was
jealous
smiling. You
because
could see
they
her
can't
teeth.
get anything.
Yeah, they were
Jojo, I
like,
think that's the thing. And if the mammies really knew what they were doing, they'd build some halfway houses for them son of a bitches.
Mm.
I'm telling you right now, and I do need to get into real estate because I'm supposed to have some money coming in and I need to do something with it. I do not want to, like last time I had a large sum of money come in, I paid off my car. I eradicated my debt. Like I did what I needed to do with it. So I do need to figure out what I need to do with this one that's coming in. But this pandemic has been a blessing to me because I've made the most money I've ever made.
Wow.
So have
That's
I.
great.
So have I, Jojo. I think it's a lot of like it's all about what you do with your money. Like people have
Yeah, like
different priorities, and there's a lot of opportunities coming about right now.
yeah, like let me tell you the difference. I got 10,000. My cousin got 11,000. I paid off my car, got rid of my debt. I started setting myself up to literally leave Black Estate because that's what I did with the money. What I did with the money is I literally left Black Estate, and I
Well,
plan
that's
on
wonderful. That's awesome.
and
B
what
B was asking about STEM career recommendations, and she is into education. To be honest with you, with the distance learning, those programs, fixing the kinks in those programs for distance learning for colleges and that type of shit, it's on the way up.
yeah, like when I got some more money that's coming in. With that money that's coming in, I'm planning on taking that money and leaving this city because I want to leave again. But I'm still gonna have a lot left over, and I need to figure out what to do with it because the last thing I want to do is waste it. My cousin got $11,000, paid her card for 2 months, and then spent it on clothes and shoes. She went on a
Yeah,
little
I know.
shopping trip.
There's mammies they got Tyrone telling them to buy a car right now, and the thing about it, they ain't buying no car outright. They've got huge payments that they're putting themselves into right now.
Yeah, like
Oh,
I
it's
It
gonna be
sounds
some
like you on the
hungry
right track
children
Jojo,
because
out
I'm
here.
I'm doing
Jojo,
like my credit score is increasing through this pandemic. You know what I'm
girl,
saying?
it
Like it's
has
right?
me
not what you
too.
do, it's how
Facts,
you motherfucking do it. You
facts.
understand?
I'm doing it too. Like I'm very close. Well, I didn't eradicate all my debt. I'm very close to paying on my student loans. Almost there. Almost there. I literally got like a little over 1,000 left. Almost
Jojo,
there.
Jojo, may I offer some advice because I know you're young, you're in your 20s.
Yeah, go ahead.
Pay your credit card debt first.
Oh yeah, I'm already doing that. I'm already doing it. I'm
Pay,
almost done. I got
but
one more credit card left.
listen, if your student loans are guaranteed by the government and the interest rate is really low, pay those last. You get what I'm
Okay.
saying? Pay
Yeah, I
that
got you.
credit pay that credit card debt off first because credit card debt can be anywhere from I don't want to get in your business, but from anywhere from 9% to 27%. Okay. What you need to do, you
Mhm.
need to pay off those credit cards first. All
Yeah, I'm
right.
almost done actually. I'm
Good.
almost done paying off my credit card. So you're right
Sec-
about that.
Second, you don't need when you buy your first property, you don't need to have your student loans paid off as long as you're paying them. That's fine.
Hmm.
That's great. And I'm glad you don't have a lot of debt. Congratulations. You are ahead of 99% of the people of your age. What you need to do is get a property, get a multi-unit property um, in a
Living.
gentrifying area or close to gentrifying area, stay in it. Or what you do is you rent all those units and then get you a little apartment in a really posh part of town, okay? And you feel me?
Yeah.
That's what you do. That's I don't know where you moving to or whatever. Just need
I'm
to get
trying to
them.
get myself out to Texas.
Okay, multi-unit, multi-unit, multi-unit. I cannot stress that enough because by the time you are 40, you will probably have paid it off. Okay?
Yeah, because she's
So
young.
yeah, right, exactly, exactly. Because okay, check this, and just there was a unicorn I went to school with who bought a condo when he was 21. It was a foreclosure. People thought he was crazy, but I'm like, just curious, what's your mortgage, right? Because he bought it for like 20, maybe $23,000, something like that. His mortgage was like $100. Okay, plus the homeowner fees, way lower than the rent. Okay. I'm thinking because we're the same age, he is probably close to paying it off, if not paid off already. So, and this was, I'm just saying.
Oh no,
And
I'm taking your advice to the heart. I see.
please,
I listen. I pay attention when older divested women talk to me
oh
because I
yeah,
know that they're not trying to steer me wrong.
oh yeah, oh no, we're not gonna steer you wrong because we want to see you succeed. Because the less, the mammy population, they can't that can't increase. I'm sorry, like they have to take a break. They really have to take a break or just be on their side of the fence because
That's
I'm not trying to. No,
that's why I
K
don't
Sloan,
believe
did
in
you get a chance
reparations.
to talk?
I don't think she did.
Oh no,
K
ma'am,
Sloan.
not yet.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm
Hey,
I'm sorry.
sorry. I'm so sorry.
no. I've been learning so much. And by the way, Jojo, I'm from Houston. I'm originally from Third Ward, and I'm living in Dallas right now. And there are actually groups, meetup groups of people who work regular jobs. They're a bit older than you, but they have groups to where they put their money together and they purchase 100, 200, 300 units. Now the buy-in does start around like $50,000 and so much, but it's something to think about if you don't want to do it alone. But networking is really important because I was looking into multi-unit real estate investment myself, but yeah, I just wanted to say real quick, and this is a huge backtrack, but Jojo, you made a point earlier about these men literally wanting to be your God, and I couldn't agree more. So I am the product of a unicorn. Um, my father was a mechanical engineer, and I spent my formative years, I think I said before, I spent my formative years in Australia. So I grew up in boarding schools and freaking Mary Janes and skirts and blazers and stuff like that. But when I got back to America, I wanted to fit in. I wanted to fit in with Black people so bad that I was willing to compromise my own personality. I was willing to compromise my health and safety just to hang around with a bunch of niggas. But my father himself, being the unicorn that he is, and I'm not taking away anything that he's given me or provided me with, but at the same time, too, you have to understand Black men, because they're subjugated and conquered in this country, they have a gaping hole of masculinity, of woundedness. I don't even know what to call it because I'm not a psychoanalyst. I'm
Yeah,
not a
I think it's
psychologist.
natural self-hatred.
Yes, because they're not the ones on top. Look at that Nature Boy maker. Like he literally came out and said he's pissed off because he's not the one doing the subjugating and cracking the whip. And
Yeah,
I
Sure
it's
see,
like
did.
they have a fetish with slavery, okay? They wouldn't always talk about it for nothing. One thing I
they,
believe,
yes,
they love slavery, okay? That is
because
one
I tell
thing
my,
they love. They started
because I always
slavery.
get,
They
yes,
love slavery,
I
okay?
get an argument with my dad because I'm like, if you really cared about slavery, this time in modern human history, there has been more slaves than we have ever seen. If you really cared about slavery, you go into North Africa, you go to Indonesia, you go to freaking India and start a movement there if you really cared about freaking slavery. Literally, the tuna that is caught, like half the seafood, there was like this big human trafficking ring because they were using slaves to catch seafood for that they get sold at Walmart and Whole Foods and shit. So, but no, but going back to that, I'm sorry.
I was just about to say like you're right because my dad is a unicorn as well, and he look at Black people with rose-colored glasses, which is why he can't understand why I'm no longer
Yes,
dating Black men. He can't understand it. Like he literally
yes.
said, and I've said this before. He said this. Is what he said to me. He said, "You can't bring that man to my house, and if you bring him to my house, I'm gonna have jokes that will make him uncomfortable, and
I
I'm not
remember
walking
you
you down
said
the
that.
aisle."
I
Yep,
Yep,
remember
like
I
you said
remember
that.
too.
he
I've been like,
threatened me
sorry,
already.
daddy.
You know what my unicorn fucking Black father said to me? He said, I understand why you would date a white guy. It's like every guy, like, dude, I done brought motherfuckers home that made way more money than my own unicorn dad, and he was considered high value. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, why wouldn't you? And then like his mama was a swirler, you know, like, and I'm like a product of like I'm a like my grandma was an OG swirler, so dude, we should have been doing this shit a long time ago. If we would have just started swirling back in the motherfucking 30s and 40s, I think we would have really been able to shift the paradigm and the wealth gap.
Hmm. Yes,
It's,
by simply practicing hypergamy.
yeah, and it's just like, and that's another thing. There's a divested woman that I just found, and I think she's new to YouTube. Her name is Lexis Exodus or something like that.
She was just here.
Yeah, oh, didn't even know it. But I
Hmm.
just subscribed to her, and she made a perfect point. She was like, they wish that they could be us and get what we get out of it. They wish that they could be, hypergamous with white men.
Hmm.
And she didn't use those
Hmm.
exact words. I'm just paraphrasing. But she made a beautiful point because she was right. And she used, and I'm gonna use the name that she used. She said, what did she say? Tommy Sodomizer.
Oh
That's what
shit.
she called him. She called him
If you
Tommy
say
Sodomizer.
his name, if you say his name 3 times, that charcoal face motherfucker appears.
Like Candyman.
Yes. That's number one. So if you say
That's
his
what she
name
called him,
more
and I found it to be so funny.
he appears. So that's number one. Y'all keep count because the bitch will show up and then he
And,
gonna get dragged. Go
and
ahead.
he did a live talking about it. And he was like, I get up here. He even up and admitted to it. He was like, I get up here and I drag black women, but it's black women making sure I got a good meal. Like a mixed race woman mixed with black sent a masseuse to his house. Another black woman making sure he eats, get some rest. And he talk about they taking care of me and I drag black women. That's
What
because they
the
got low
hell?
self-esteem, nigga, because you're not gonna get
See,
it from
that's
me.
the thing. That's where that slavery and all that shit come in. They like that shit. They love abuse. That's what black culture equals abuse. Okay, that's all.
Yeah,
It's not a culture. It's abuse.
He
like I
showed
told
his analytics one time, and the majority of his subscribers are black women. It's a fact.
I
that is
believe it,
for
divest the zealot. And you know what you saying that is
Wow.
deep shit. Okay, that is something to analyze, and that's why these mammies need to go through this motherfucking rehab, because that's what this is. This is rehab, self-help shit that we got going here. You have got to look at this behavior for what it is, and you got to detox because it's detrimental to yourself and society if you still is involved with Tyrone.
And look, they can't even prove what they're saying. They say, "Oh well, we simp and we ain't simping no more."
They
Who
don't
simps
never
for black
prove
women?
nothing.
Who?
They say,
Right.
"Oh,
Right.
Who simps for black women? Where
Right.
they at? Come on, tell me.
Okay, I told y'all. If you say his name 3 times, he shows up. A motherfucker using the name of Tommy Sotomayor just sent me $1 cash app. Let me tell you something, bitch.
Oh shit.
You are a cyber pussy. Go find something else to do and get the fuck off my live. And I'm refunding this punk ass dollar. Go ahead.
yeah, we gonna have to go on underground on the next one because these motherfuckers don't need. I don't want them around. Like that's the thing. Like some women are so scared, even if they call themselves divested, they so scared of these motherfuckers to where they feel like they have to have them around. Or we've got to give Tyrone his say so, and it's out of fear. It's pure D motherfucking fear.
Yeah,
You
like
know.
I don't know what happened to Paris. Even though I still follow Paris Milan, I don't know what happened. At first, if you've been following Paris Milan for over a year or so, at first she never dated black men at all. But now she's
Really?
in a serious relationship with an African black man.
Oh Lord.
Hmm.
That's the
Oh
worst.
Lord.
It ain't no reason why they teach you about them motherfuckers first in anthropology because they're like the lowest form of humans, okay?
Oh
Like,
dear.
dude, like I believe I'm on Darwin's side. You understand me? Like I'm about like dude, like this like I believe in science. Them motherfuckers are fucked up, okay? Like they're fucked up.
Yeah,
Like
like you
it's
wouldn't believe. Like they are forcing polygamy over there.
Yeah,
And
they're
black
the
and American black
ratio,
men
and
are
you already
kind
know
of
the ratio. They 10 to 1 in Blackistan, okay? They 10 to 1, 10 women to one motherfucking nigger. So of course that's what they own, and they following Brother Polite and Nature Boy and all of them. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's unrealistic. It's not gonna happen. Like I don't really know a whole lot about Brother Polite, but I know that that is not the answer. There's too much psychological fucking bullshit going on for that. You can't transition into polygamy with mental illness.
Yeah, like and to the woman in the chat that said that she didn't know that Paris Milan dates interracially. I don't know if it's still up, but somewhere on her YouTube channel I came across a video that said why I date white guys. Now I don't know if it's still there, but I've been following her long enough to have seen that video. But if she made a video just like that, so when she did a 180 and started dating her African, I had no idea. But yeah, she used to date out.
I didn't know that. I
Yeah,
had no clue.
there's a video up. I don't know if it's still up, but I saw it. So there's a video. But you're right. You're very right. This is why when they're sitting here arguing about reparations, I couldn't understand. Why do you want money you could have got yourself by now? Like
Nah,
why y'all want a handout
They
so and
should
it
call it
pisses
nah.
me
something else.
off.
They should say they want slave master reparations for being involved in slavery,
It
because
pisses me
they're the
off so
real
bad.
white supremacists.
Can
Yeah,
I
you're
can
right
I
about that.
can I
And
Mm.
say
somebody and I didn't know that Tommy told black women to tell Golden Sachs to give the money to black men. Why do y'all want handouts so fucking bad? The men are supposed to
Yep.
bring the bread. Why do y'all want somebody? It pisses me off
Yep.
to the highest degree of pissosity because I have a father who would get his own fucking money, and I was taught to go and get my own fucking money. So why do you want a handout so damn bad? And like I'm just see, before I was divested, I gave up my money to an acre. I can admit to my downfalls because I'm not
Oh
doing it no more.
God. Y'all killing me. You're
I
killing me, goddamn it.
well
I can
look,
admit to where I used to be because I'm no longer in that headspace, and I'm not
Hmm.
ashamed to say it because I've come very, very far. But
Congrats.
thank
congrats.
you very much. You are the reason. So thank you. You are looking at your results.
What do you
Hey,
guys
that's
Well,
what's
take
up.
on this?
so
Like,
I gave that man money. Like I really gave my. He told me that his dream was to, because I had got my cars from this company that was a garage and they leased out cars as well. And it was only owned by this white man and his wife. So when I told him about it, he was like, that would be a good business model for me. And as he thought about it more, it was something that he wanted to do. Y'all, my money became involved. My money.
you can't ever, don't ever
That was the first
invest in one
mistake.
of those fucking niggers ever again. You
I'm telling
understand?
you right now,
That was
I
your first
invested in
mistake.
this man. Now I made the money back. Like I said, when this pandemic started, I feel bad for the people who have lost money, but I made the most money I've ever made. Now I made it all back. But my money became involved. I invested in this man.
Oh
And
Don't
God.
then
do it again, Jojo. That's all you can do is never again.
I'm
When
not
you
like
say never
alone.
again, never a fucking again. That's what you got to tell yourself. Don't ever do that again.
2 months
Facts.
later, 2 months later, I realized I just fucked up. I gave this man all this money. Nothing's gonna come. I literally just wasted money, my hard-earned money. And let me tell you something. I'm very protective over my coin because I work for it and I do everything I need to obtain it and keep it. I was pissed, but I was like, you know what? It's time to go. It's time to go. It is
And
time
I'm
to go.
And I'm
That's it.
sorry to jump in, but Crazy Beautiful Lens has a perfect point. You can't have your cake and eat it too. How are you going to ask the white man for handouts, but then turn around, thump your chest, and talk about how you want respect and you're a man? Like, make it make sense. You don't get to have it both ways.
Yeah, you're both right. You're both right. You
Precisely.
can't you can't do that. And they want it so badly. This is why for the younger black women who are in my age group, in their 20s, because I just turned 24. For us, they're coming after you. The black men that sit in front of a camera and talk shit about us all day, they're coming after you, especially if you're in my position and you're about your bag. Oh, they coming.
Yeah.
They coming. I
Facts.
was with a man that was 7 years older than me, had me invested money in him. Let me tell y'all, they coming. They are coming,
That's
and
And
you
why
need to have
this
your wits.
channel is and this type of content is so important because women need to know this, the younger women and older women, because they all can be a victim of this shit. This Tyrone shit is fucked up.
may I
Because
say
at the end of the
something?
day, they telling you they the victim. You know,
Yep.
they society's victim.
May,
So
you're
of
right.
course they telling you, oh, I need help because they the victim. They can play the victim card at any time because that's the
But how do
position
you
they've been
respect?
put in.
I don't give a shit. I don't give two fucks. Like how I can't respect you as a man. It dries me right up. Like it just my I'm sorry, I don't want to get crude, but I how do you thump your chest like you don't even see how the world does not respect you? You don't see how the world considers you a bunch of fucking pests no matter where you go, whether you're taking boats and rafts to Europe or whether you're over here in the United States where they could be really kicking your ass like they do black men in Brazil or China or Russia or all these other countries or kicking each other's asses right there in Mother Africa. But I'm sorry, I'm getting pissed off.
No, it's okay. That's
No,
why, like, when I first started listening to divested content from all of these women, I started to get really pissed off, and I was like, I know I did not just get this motherfucker my money. I just know. I
but
just know that I
JoJo,
didn't do
please,
that.
please know that you were groomed, like you said. You were groomed. They try to set you up. That's what they do.
Yeah, he
That's
knew me
why they.
before. See, he
That's
never touched me until I was an adult, but he has known me since I was a child.
right.
And this is why I wanted to
That's what they
relate.
do. I had a pastor like that from my mom and dad's church. He waited till I was grown and he tried to fuck me. And I had to tell that motherfucking nigger that I was into black magic to get him away from me, which I am.
Wow.
But at
Yeah,
the same time, that's what I had to say to get that motherfucking pedophile motherfucker away from around me.
But but
After he tried to groom me since 14.
right. But remember, it's not just grooming. Isn't just physical. It is also mental. Because I believe what happened to
Yep.
JoJo. I mean, not to disrespect you, Healing Arts, but what I believe happened to JoJo with her, the money aspect is that they groom you to get money too. Okay, and that is something that the young girls, like she was saying, that you have to watch for. I tell young girls, like, if you're bragging about what you got,
Yeah,
do it
and like
amongst your
one of my
girlfriends.
Yep.
cousins, she's in
You're
her
putting a
Don't do
target
it in
on your
front of
back.
men.
one of my cousins was telling me about how it's some dude that's robbing women, and their children and stuff in the neighborhood that she lives in. And
Wow.
she's in like she's a like a younger millennial, but it doesn't matter. They are predators. And we have to see this shit for what it is. There is no sugarcoating this shit. It is to be seen for what it is. All these defund the police ass bitches and people like that, that's who we're against. That's the narrative that we have to go against because that shit is gonna, oh my God.
yeah.
Like,
That's why I wanted to warn the black women around my age because there. First of all, there's a lot of us who are out here making money. That's number one. To be as young as we are, there are a lot of us out here making money. Secondly, they will come after you while you are young. And it took me, I had to listen to divested content and realize that all of this has happened to me. I had to I had to listen to divested content and realize that all of this had happened to me. And I still fence it. I'm not gonna lie. I still fence it until my situation happened where the fucker gave me herpes. Then that was when I was like, okay, so it's either leave or die.
Pretty
Yep.
much.
Because I
Pretty
can go and
much.
make this money back. I made all that money back, like I said I did. But it was either leave or die. And I sat in that doctor's office and
I
thought
think
about it.
that's the point we
Yeah.
have. I think we had a divest or die status right now. And that's the message that we need to get out here for these women out here because they getting bread and it's money out here and it's opportunities out here for them if they're willing to leave Tyrone
That
alone. And that's
that
what all the social programs is trying to do a long time ago. Even them programs from like the 70s and shit when them motherfucking niggas tried to say, oh, you don't want the black man, you want the system. No, the system was trying to tell them fucking motherfuckers at that time to leave Tyrone alone.
Well,
Well,
and someone made the point. Someone made the point earlier. Hot caramel, I think it is, a hot caramel, that America has invested billions of dollars into black men in the black community, and that is true. Historically, they may
Yeah.
not have come out and called it the reparations project, but millions and billions of dollars have been invested into our communities. And there's no freaking way, if I'm any kind of savvy businessman or any learned politician, that I'm just going to hand a bunch of nakers a fucking blank check. Like, that doesn't make any sense. As a matter of fact, the World Health Organizations, whenever they're trying to lift certain communities out of poverty around the world, they usually go to the women because they know that the women will then make the community better for generations to come. Whereas men, they're not going to spend it properly, especially if it's a naker. Like, the only indication of future behavior is past behavior. And from what these businessmen have seen from past behavior, from nakers and nakerdom, is that they're fucking gonna spend it on stupid shit like that Dave Chappelle skit.
Yeah, like I told you, he literally did a skit about people getting reparations, and what did they do? They run crazy with it. That's reality.
That's
That
a
is
fact.
reality.
Right. And these
Let me tell you something. I
and
live.
Divested, you made the point earlier about the government. Like, I was thinking the same thing you were, as far as if reparations, if we were to get freaking reparations, if like everybody got a check next Monday, the government would then be, y'all niggas shut the fuck up. We don't want to hear nan word about police brutality. We don't want to hear
Yep.
nan word about Black
Nah,
history.
you know what? This what I think the next reparation check gonna be. It's gonna be for black women, and if you got something to do with Tyrone, then you're fucked. Like, they can't even get a stimulus check right now, so they trying to ease the message out to these motherfuckers. You understand me? And then after that, they gonna have some other shit going on, and it's not gonna be for Tyrone still.
they already know. They already know that if we get the R word, that it's going to be the largest wealth transfer in the history of of this country, and it's not going to be to black women and black children. Okay, it's going to be, to non-black women and
You're right.
stupid
Go
stuff
back
and
right back
stupid
in the
stuff.
white man's pockets.
Right,
Yeah,
pay
I
loans.
think
You are
there's
so
going to
right.
be some programs for black women, but it's all about, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. If you're still dealing with Tyrone, then the program ain't going to work for you. But if you ain't, then you can make the shit flourish, and then you'll end up building some extra generational wealth and another stream of income. But other
Precisely.
than that, if you're still dealing with them motherfuckers, you're going to be left by the wayside, and you're going to be a part of the permanent underclass.
yeah, like I'm
Precisely.
telling you, I came from a city that is 95% black. And in between government programs, they were making way more money than my mom was. My mom worked her whole life, and these people, these men and these women who were in government programs made way more money than she has. Period, point blank. And guess what? Guess what our city looks like? Nothing but shit. Okay, there's a pothole. There's one road that is full of damn potholes, and there are houses on that road. And I mean, the potholes are so damn deep, it will take your whole tire off. This city is absolute trash. I went to an inner city high school that was under threat of being shut down every year. At inner
Wow.
city high school, there was a full-on riot outside of my school my freshman year. It was a big school. There was like this big area full of grass. And I would say about 100 students in between freshmen and seniors fighting, brawling after school. I come from a city where almost everybody there is on some type of government program. They've made plenty of money, but done nothing to it, the city. We've even had people steal city funds. It's trash out there. Homes are being demolished. Stores are being shut down. It is literally,
Because
how
we
can
don't
I
know how
say?
to take care of shit. Because
Yeah, like I'm telling you,
yeah.
I've come
And I'm
from it.
sorry.
So everything y'all are saying, I came from. I've seen this type of behavior. I've seen this life. I've seen all of this front and center in front of my face. When I would leave my
Right.
neighborhood to go to the store, it's like I'm stepping into a whole nother world. Because my mom had us in a nice, quiet neighborhood. But the Walmart is right in the middle of everything. So we're in Walmart. doing everything we need to do. Even the Walmart is just disgusting. There's trash everywhere. Don't nobody work here? Like it's nasty out there. I was so desperate to leave. I literally came here with no money. I came here with nothing to my name because I was so desperate to leave. Because I put the last money I had out of that large sum of money that came in, I put into getting the apartment because I live in an affluent neighborhood. So I put the money into getting the apartment and risked having nothing coming up here. I was so desperate to leave. It is bad.
Hey, ladies, I'm gonna go ahead
Everything
and
she's
jump
saying
off
is
so
true.
someone can get on. Have a good evening, y'all.
Thank you,
You too,
Kay
hon.
Sloan.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave too, but I want to piggyback off what Kay
Bye.
Sloan said. About how yeah, these people, a lot of these corporations did invest in black men. I'm a student of history. In the 1970s, who do you think was funding all the NPOs in our community? Okay, but they focused on what? Job training and lining their pockets. And it's just like, okay, well, we call them poverty pimps. That as long as they're black people in poverty, they'll make money because they'll pay themselves a large salary and then get the programs going. And it's just like, okay, how'd that work for 50 years? That happened in 1970. Now it's 2020. They didn't, there was no talk of black people having businesses, which we had before segregation because we could only do business with each other. A lot of times we were not allowed to even go shop in other districts. We had to shop amongst us. So y'all gave that up. Why?
It
That's
ain't
not
about them no more, though, ma'am. I'll tell
right.
you that. It's all about us women. They don't have any more chances. Any corporation that's going to put in some money, it ain't going to be with them
They
niggers. It's
they
going to
had
be with
50
black
years.
women only because they know who is the head of the household of most households and who holds the cards. And these mammies, they are going to fall by the wayside. This is going to be the biggest division and fucking domino motherfucking fall of all. And that's what I want to see.
Well, I mean, that's look, that's what's going to happen. And I'm telling you. So if any of these people are like, oh, they've never invested in black men. Yes, they have. Go to Black Enterprise, go to Ebony Magazine, okay? It's all in there. Do your research, do your history because they'll try and run these talking points against you and you can't let them do that. You cannot let
No,
them
I
do
don't.
that.
You know what I
And
had to do?
I'm
I
not
had to look at them. These are the same guys that were in the special ed program that we went when we were in school.
yep.
Okay. These guys are all different age brackets, but they're all special ed. Okay. And everybody knows that Tyrone can't read. Okay. So therefore, if you listen to him, you're fucked.
I mean, we
Agreed.
know that healing arts, but a lot of the young, because you and I are both Generation X, or you're you're older
No,
millennial,
I'm a millennial, but at the
you're
same
older
time,
millennial. Yeah,
my dad was a fucking black unicorn. I was raised by a black
me
unicorn, so I
too.
have a different perspective.
Right.
Okay. And my black unicorn, you know what my black unicorn father used to tell me when I was in the 7th fucking grade? I was like, Dad, I want to get some new shoes, and I don't know if I want to get Air Max or Jordans, And he says, I'm going to tell you one thing right now. You can't get the Jordans because every kid that wears the Jordans, they can't read, And
Okay.
then he's like, you know what? I was like, Dad, what do you mean by that? I didn't understand. And he's like, you go to school tomorrow and you tell me, you come back home and you tell me what if them motherfuckers that had the Jordans on can read or not tomorrow. And I said, okay. And then the next day I came home and I said, Dad, you were right. The motherfuckers that had the I didn't say motherfuckers, but I said the kids that had the Jordans on, they couldn't fucking read. And he said,
Well,
you're right. I'm right. Well, hey, and you can get any shoe he said, you can get any shoe you fucking want, but you can't get the Jordans. And it was just like a thing. And like, dude, oh my God. Like, I really never liked Jordans at all after that shit because the shit was so motherfucking real. Like, he was like saying a point,
Yeah, this
and it's fucked up.
Yeah, like once when I realized like how much our lives really are in danger in Blackistan, like let me tell you, I checked my account from that 10,000 I had, and I had about 4,000 left. I was trying to save and wait until I had enough money for furniture because I only had enough to get in here. I didn't have enough for furniture. I said, fuck that, I'm out. Nope. I took the last bit I had and I put it all into getting me in here. And I said, you know what? We just finna have a bed on the floor for right now because I can't be here no more. There were shootings, I believe, like twice a week. I remember I had a coworker and she got 5 kids by 4 different men. I took her to the grocery store and we came back and I'm helping her so I can go home. And there was literally a shooting and I got so scared. I was too scared to drive out of the complex. Like I literally was ducking in between my seats and trying to drive at the same time. So like understanding my reality, living in that city where things were getting really bad very quickly. I said, you know what, we just not gonna have furniture. I'm just gonna take what I can and leave. And I literally took everything I could carry and I left.
Jojo, if you're in a
That's
bigger city
good.
now,
You escaped.
if
You
you're in a bigger
escaped.
city
You know
now,
that's victory, JoJo.
yeah.
You need
If
to be
you're in a
real
bigger,
proud of yourself for that. You understand?
Yes,
yeah.
ma'am.
If you're in a bigger city, hotel liquidation. Go get their furniture from the hotel liquidation store. It's durable and it's cheap. They change it out every year. You'll come up on some treasures, okay? Don't even
Yeah,
worry about that.
I'm trying to wait until my other money come in. I'm trying to wait till my other money come in so I can leave and get what I need and go. Cause like I said, I don't care if I'm paying $1,000. I would give them 12 months rent up front. I'm leaving as soon as that money come in because it's getting worse out here. Like Ohio, I don't know who lives in Ohio or who know anything about Columbus, Ohio, but they
I'm in
just
the
give out apartments
Midwest,
out here.
JoJo. So I'm not in Ohio, but I'm a couple states over, and I'll tell you what. I like peace. I'm like in a partially rural area and it's worth it. If you got to pay extra to be away from that fucking shit, then so be it. It's so worth it. Even if you got to pay an extra $1,000 motherfucking dollars.
Yeah, that's why I'm leaving. I'm leaving, and I don't care if I gotta go somewhere and pay only $1,000, $1,000 a month, because out here in Ohio they give anybody an apartment, and it's getting worse out here. Like I think
if you don't think Home Alone 2 is better than the first Home Alone, you are no.
Something's happening around here. I don't know what's going on.
I'm
Who's ever
sorry.
not talking, mute your mic. Thank
I was
you.
Oh, that's
but
scary.
but
Did
You
you
like
know,
hear
I'm like
that?
a naked. Who is that?
Yes.
That's Ellie.
I don't know
Oh,
who the fuck that is, but it sounds
yuck.
like the
That's
cadence of
scary. I don't want to hear no nigga's voice like that.
me either. I am petrified. Call
I'm
the cops,
sorry.
Eleanor.
Yuck, that's scary. Tell them to turn that shit off.
but like for the people that live out here in Ohio, because it's like what 400 women in the chat. For people who live out here in Columbus, Ohio, they just give out apartments. They're just giving them out, and the police has been out here a few times, which has scared me. Like it's a lot going on. It was fine when I first got here, but now things starting to regurgitate, and I'm ready to leave. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get the hell up out of here because I'm seeing way too many. At first, there were no black people out here. Now there's way too many. They just giving out apartments out here, and I ain't with it.
Well, you got to understand white flight. White flight is a real dynamic, and you got to follow the motherfucking money, okay? And you can't be a part of that shit no more. If you don't feel safe anymore, then you leave.
I
Because
don't. I
that's what
don't feel safe anymore. I really don't.
yeah,
I'm
and
being
that's
dead
what white
serious.
flight is about. They try to make it seem like, oh, they just didn't want to be around us. They was racist. Like Tyrone gonna tell you that white flight is racist. White flight is because you trying to get away from that motherfucking crime rate that nigga finna motherfucking make.
Hey,
Okay? This shit is not a game at all. Okay? You don't feel bad about these decisions that you making for your safety.
Exactly. I'm like right now, currently, I'm looking for an upscale neighborhood, either in Dallas or in San Antonio, so I can get the hell up out of here because I no longer feel safe. Police have been out here far too many times. I'm seeing it's like the black male population in this complex has increased over the past month. Absolutely not. Hell to the no. Mm-mm.
It's probably their girlfriends moving them in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No,
It's
it's
their
right. You
girlfriends
right.
moving them in. They're never on the lease. Okay. It's always the girl moves in with the kids and then they bring him in maybe a week after she's already moved in. I'm telling you. And
Yeah,
that's
that's
what
why that's why I left like a thief in the night. I literally left and told nobody. I left and told nobody. You want to know why? Because this nigga had the nerve to say, "You want to move me in?" Hell, fuck no. And
I
he's the
got
type that
a
would just
I
get in
got a
your
feeling
car.
these niggas finna be exposed like they think they all free and clear under Joe and Kamala. But I got a strong feeling that they not gonna be allowed in households again. Like they gonna be doing some like reinstating, Rex 84 or some shit. Like they always want to talk about some fucking conspiracy theory.
Listen, I
War on drugs, war on Tyrone,
Helen,
and all this shit.
Helen, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I had to say, listen, it was another black dude. He's a baby boomer who told me, be careful renting to young girls because they move their no good boyfriends in. And I'm just like, wow.
But don't you understand? That's where racism don't come from us. It come from Tyrone. Racism come from them because motherfuckers is racist because of them. Like even with renting and housing, they don't want to rent. Like they might not want to rent to that younger black woman because they might think she gonna move Tyrone in. It
Yep.
ain't got nothing to do with us.
Yep.
At the end of the day, that's not our plight. That's they shit. That's they stereotype. They are fucking imbeciles, and it's a detriment to society. Okay,
Listen,
at this point.
listen, when I was still renting back when I was really young, I rented in a condo building, right? And I'm like, okay, I saw this dude in the courtyard. I'm like, he don't belong here. He's like, oh, I live here. I'm like, oh yeah, who do you live with? Who do you live with? He was trying to holler at me and he laughed. I'm like, honey, you can't afford this place by yourself. Who do you live with? And so it ended up being, this mammy. And I'm just like, oh my God. And so he was trying to holler at all the single women in the building. He lived with somebody. I had to go to the condo president and be like, yo, this one's harassing us. You need to check. And oh, he's not on the lease. Okay, well then, you got some work to do then.
See, and then that's why, like, the housing market is not racist. It's racist against Tyrone. Because don't nobody want no kind of nuisance like that. That's considered a nuisance in a public ordinance.
Yep, ladies, and
It's like a dog that's barking too loud or some shit.
yep, here's the thing. Ladies, if you are in an expensive area and you want to be a roommate with other women, okay? And have get you maybe 2, 3 girlfriends or classmates. If you're young and you want to live in an area that's nice, do that. You know who did that? Princess Diana. She lived in a really nice neighborhood before she married into that family, okay? And they all her roommates married very well.
Yes,
Why?
I know women that were in medical school that are doctors now that did that, and they did wonderfully by just being women on a property and with no men involved. If they dated, they dated outside of the house.
Exactly. Stop rooming with these dudes. Stop, please. I beg you. Stop,
Yeah,
stop, stop.
what was that? Was that gentle black woman?
Yes.
Let me tell you my story. I had roommates. My first time moving out on my own, I had roommates before I was forced to move back in with my mom. And there was this biracial woman there by the name of Brianna. Brianna only dealt with Nakers. And she had them in rotation coming in and out of our apartment. It was to the point where she would unlock our door. And I'm in a house full of women, so yes, I am walking around half naked because we got the same parts. Okay, it don't matter. But I'm in the kitchen making me something to eat, and these men just walk in. I got on no bra. My nightgown is riding up. You could see all of me, and these men are just walking in and out of the house because she will unlock the door and tell them to just come in whenever.
No.
And then we as black women got to be top tier for them, right? She made a friend, a white girl by the name of Haley, who was so down with black men she felt like she could say nigga, and
oh shit,
she slept on our floor because she was invited there by Brianna. So she slept on our floor, and I would walk out of my room in the middle of the night, get me something to drink, something to eat, whatever, because I'm a night owl. That's just what I do. And she and this nigga is on the phone sleeping. I said, I know good and damn well you was not in here sleeping with this nigga on the floor.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Y'all got my old ass up here for 3 hours. What the hell?
Oh, I'm sorry. We need to get off. I need to get off because there's ladies waiting to speak. I'm sorry, but I'm just look.
Yeah, let
You got
somebody else talk.
listen. Live with an Asian girl. I don't care. I don't care. Live with an Asian girl. Live with another divested black woman. Okay, you can't. Please. Y'all
Hmm.
youngins, if y'all want to get an apartment downtown somewhere, expensive area, please, please. Okay, no mammies, no mud sharks, please. Okay.
Yes, no mammies, no mud sharks, and no niggas. If you do that and you
Put that on
follow
the
them
t-shirt,
rules, it's
child.
cool.
You'll be good. You'll be good because I'm telling you, the real estate.
And
Stop making it bad for us, please.
if you want to come somewhere where you can afford to live on your own without no roommates at all, come to the Midwest.
Yes, preferably Chicago. All right, I'm out. Divesta Zella, thank you again.
Okay.
Thank you so
Of
much,
course. Atkins
ladies.
Bar and Aisha Bean, say y'all
Hello, can
shit
y'all
so I
hear
can get
me?
my old ass from up here.
Oh, I just wanted to
Yeah, I can hear you.
add my 2 cents about how you don't let these black men, they try to deteriorate. Um, am I echoing?
I can hear you.
They try to deteriorate like black women and black girls from their education. I can I can I can relate to that because I got a grant to go to a 4 year all girl Catholic high school, and I remember this very. I remember this like it was yesterday, and I was sent to live with my grandmother and my aunt, and my aunt had a son, and of course he was a degenerate,
Right.
and because my parents had went back to Guyana to take care of my grandmother or my maternal grandmother. They both wind up going, but they wanted me to stay here because education is because to get a good education. So they left me behind. I stayed there, and my aunt was when she found out about this. I got this whole scholarship thing, and they're going to pay the full like 4 years for me to go there. She was actually jealous. It's not even only black men. Also, is black women who are like mammies. They're like they don't want you to. They don't want you to.
They never want you to do any better. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? I know exactly what you're trying to say. They
And
they put the boys first as well. That's typical. It doesn't matter what black quote unquote family you're talking about across the world, they always put them first. I get it.
and she would just like say things like, "Them white people ain't never going to accept you," and I don't know why you need to go to that school for. You can just go to a regular public school, just like all the other kids in this neighborhood. And it was like, no, because I worked for it. Number one, I worked for it. Why would I worked to get into this school? Why would I go to a public school where
I
it's
understand exactly what
where
you're
it's
talking
like
about.
one of the worst schools in the city? Why would I do that? That's like
They
it's,
just be so jealous. They don't want to see. They think that can't nobody do better than them, and that is just
and it's
jealousy.
just and her son. Oh my God, her son wasn't any better. He wasn't even going to school. He was just like
Yeah, Tyrone
staying.
can't
He
read.
was getting suspended. When he did go, he got suspended or he got expelled and had to go to some kind of alternative school. It was just a
Yeah, Tyrone can't read. Why do
Oh,
they? Why do these
what the
mammies
fuck
keep
is
putting him
going
on a
on with
pedestal?
StreamYards? StreamYards is cutting the goddamn fool. It's been 3 hours anyway. There was a person in
Child.
the chat, right? There's a person in the chat named Black Kingdom. So I'm gonna roast you. He said
That
queen,
fucking
like
stupid
queen.
ass fucking nigger's the reason for the choppiness.
I love the ER. I just hate myself for loving it because I'm black, but I just love she says nigger.
I do
Well,
too.
I'm a racist, okay, in a way, okay.
I
Like my
just
grand, like I got a lot of I got some Irish in my blood, and I don't give a fuck about no nigga.
As one of the young women on this platform, healing arts is a whole mess, child. Anyway, for the younger women, just
Anyway,
like myself,
why can you hear
what that?
me?
Yes,
It's choppy as fuck in here. I don't know why. But yeah,
but for
white
the
women can be queens. They can be queens because they make better men than mammies do. So you just remember that shit, punk.
Ooh, because somebody said that one time and they got mad at her, and I was like, you know what? I can concede. I don't got no kids, and I'm a virgin, so that ain't hurting me none. I ain't got none of them niggas running around here.
Hell
Me
yeah.
either. I'm not
They make
a
some
like
bomb.
this
They,
shit is so deep. We gotta go on
I want her
Patreon,
son
man.
high key, so what can I say?
I think we're supposed to be
Yeah,
on
when's
Patreon
allowed?
tomorrow, right?
yeah, tomorrow we're gonna be on Patreon. We got our
Yeah, we
watch
need to be
party.
on Patreon, DZ, because it's too much.
And
Like,
then StreamYards is trash. We had such a good time this past Sunday. StreamYards is ghetto as fuck.
yep. I'm
Yeah,
actually
it's
gonna
too
leave.
choppy.
I'm finna leave, but I just want to say, for the younger women around my age, when these older women, especially DZ, when they get up here, really listen and pay attention to what they're saying because they care enough to tell you. And a mammy or a naker is gonna steer you the wrong way always. Like I said, I found the Black manosphere first, and I was depressed for a very long time. So
Yep.
I'm telling y'all right now, when they get up here, y'all need to listen because I've been listening to them and my life has been better ever since. Take their advice to the heart.
I appreciate y'all stopping by. And come see me on Patreon. And, I'll be back live over here on this trashy ass StreamYards. Y'all, I can't stand StreamYards. Thank y'all for stopping by, though.
Love you all. Bye bye.
Bye.